There was an offside penalty against Hutch. So that'll be the third penalty for 25 yards against Hutchinson and make it a third down and very manageable play here.
Zay Griff is the running back. Snap comes back. Quarterback really didn't anticipate it. Flips it out in the flat, and the catch made, but the reception is short of the first down, and the Dragons wasting no time putting the ball carrier or the receiver on his back.
It's a good throw. Nice catch. Unfortunately, there was no gain on the play, and you're looking at a fourth down, and I cannot imagine you would go for it here at the 29-yard line, but I don't know that I see a punter out there.
Well,
I do not either.
The punting game hasn't really produced anything.
I guess
they will go for it on their own 29-yard line. Blue Dragon defense will try to make them pay for that decision. Snap comes back to the quarterback. He's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And he is buried. It's a loss on the play of about 3 yards. And once again, a Blue Dragon football team that Rob just told you has only 51, 52 yards of offense, has another short field in front of it, as it will only take 27 yards to get it into the end zone for the Dragons' fourth score of the first quarter.
L.T. Eichner, number 41, he's been really good this year defensively, made the tackle, and the quarterback simply, it was a draw, and he was never going to hand it off or throw it, and there was just no chance of getting the first down.
I believe we have a backup quarterback in there. Yeah, it's the number 2 quarterback, Nolan Arrington for the Blue Dragons.
Had a good game against Fort Scott.
Arrington operates from the shotgun, hands it off, and a little bit of room to run, and then it closes, but pretty good leg drive, and the running play carries all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Nothing fancy, just straight ahead running. New quarterback in the game, and you're going to get some Drake Bolus, who, number 19, had a really good coming out party against Fort Scott with the exclusion of that fumble. Let's hope we learn from that, because I think he's got some skills.
I do too. Dragons continue to be without Aaron Collins. Broken bone in his foot. He won't be back until game 6 or 7. There's a hole up the middle and a Dragon touchdown. And Bolus just taken, I won't call it a gentle walk up the middle, but he didn't have to dodge a whole lot of traffic in putting it into the end zone. And with still better than 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter, the Blue Dragons have already scored 4 times. Last year in this game, they scored 13 times, 13 touchdowns by 13 different players, which surely has to be an NJCAA record. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-0 Dragons. 7:03 to go in quarter number 1. Let's take a break.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstore. With over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock, we have one for every budget and every need. But we also have the coolest and the best one-off vehicles, from a 4-inch lifted Tundra to an F450 King Ranch. We also have a 4Runner TRD Pro. Those are hard to find. Plus, if you're looking for a luxury car from a Lexus, a BMW, or an Audi, just to name a few. So come see us today for all of your pre-owned needs at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Well, it's been all Hutchinson in this contest, as the Blue Dragons have taken a 28-0 lead. Hutchinson with 78 yards of offense. Right now, Resolution Prep, no yards of total offense, as they are set to get the football on this kickoff.
And the Dragons have gone with a line drive kick, and here's another one. This one is fielded by an upback who caught it right in his chest and falls on top of it. But because of that, they get good field position out at the 45-yard line.
I think it almost knocked the wind out of him. It was kicked so hard.
That was Quentin Jones that caught it. He's a middle linebacker, running back, fullback, and defensive end.
And sometimes assistant coach.
Yeah, sometimes assistant coach.
Whatever he wants to do.
Did a good job with the catch right there.
And on that situation, a returnee, actually no returnee, but that probably saved him 20 yards of field position at least.
Sure did.
All right, let's see what the Wildcats can do. So far, it has been almost nothing. Vernon Sharp wants to throw, floats it out. I'm tell you what, he had a receiver with some separation, but his pass nowhere close to Ricky Walton.
Yeah, That ball was thrown about 4 yards out of bounds. He was 4 yards in bounds, and there was just no way that was going to be completed.
Dragons put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback from the left side that time.
Yeah, that time getting in there was Justin Harris, freshman from Louisiana. He could have really taken a shot on the quarterback, and I think showed some respect there and let up.
All right, 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right.
That Dragon D-line is some serious beef.
Running play, and by the time the ball's handed off, Dragon defenders have poured in there. There is nowhere whatsoever for the running back to go, and it'll be a loss on the play, leaving a 3rd down and 11.
Well, Glenn, anytime Jamichael Neal gets his hands on you.
Yeah, Mr. Neal got a hold of him, and there was no place to be going to. A loss of a yard, maybe could have been more.
He's listed at 338, and I can promise you he's a bigger man than that.
So, Glenn, did I hear all that fair food is
I'm on
a return
diet,
of your diet?
But I need that protein from Jackson Meat. That's what I need.
Well, Jackson Meat, our sideline report sponsor, and we thank them.
Pressure comes, and bingo, the Dragons get a sack back at the 35-yard line.
3 Dragons there as quarterback had no chance.
Now, Bankston was in there quick with a host of a couple others. Lee was in there as well. So.
Glenn, what was the best food at the fair?
Oh, man, I don't know. My vote always goes to Pronto Pup. I tried a little bit of some of the new one. The cow patty from Jackson Meat was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the ribeye was pretty good from there as well. Had a good hamburger, at Mel's Diner.
Right.
I can keep going.
Crable's is always good.
Yeah, fair popcorn from the Yoder's turkey leg and stand.
Got a haircut yesterday, and Jerry Arpin said we only went 9 times.
Yeah, I tell you what, he brought me some sauerkraut pizza, which Rob had some of.
That was good.
Punt, straight up in the air, and if the Dragons let it bounce, it's going to go back. This is going to be a punt for an amazing amount of negative yardage. Let's see where
back
they
to
down
the 20 or close to it.
The line of scrimmage on the punt was the 38-yard line.
That's an 18-yard.
You could tell by the way it was bouncing that it's going to go backwards, and it does, and they'll put it down at the
20 or 21, right in between.
I think it's at the 20.
All right, so it is a punt for minus 18 yards. And Paul Allen, we can stop talking about
we can. Remember as a kid where you punt the ball to yourself, Rob, and you hold your toe a little bit higher up to do that? That was what that looked like, where you kick it straight up in the air and that 23-mile-an-hour wind caught it.
Oh, my. Well, that's
guess
tough.
what, guys? Here's another short football field.
Maybe you go for it on 4th down because at least that situation might be a gain of 0 instead of minus 18 on a punt.
All right, so the Dragons go back to work already leading 28-0.
Oh, inadvertent whistle. They're going to replay the play.
All right, Paul, you're back on.
Yep, he's back on the schneid. Well, I think there's some generosity being shown there by the officials, and you know what? Good for them. Give them another chance to punt this football and at least have some kind of a positive yardage here with the punt.
Paul's over watching Salthawks play volleyball. His daughter plays volleyball for the Salthawks, so he's not hearing this, but he will hear about it, I'll tell you that.
He was off the schneid, and then it's one of those let's redo.
All right, now we're not going to punt, or are we?
I think they're going to. Maybe not, I don't know.
Well, the quarterback is back there like he's going to be a punter. We've got people spread all over the football field. Dragons not sure what Resolution Prep's going to do.
And I think Hutchinson is going to call a timeout and let everybody regroup here, and why not?
All right, so as Hutchinson takes a break, we will too. We'll return with Dragon football.
Needing repairs, parts, belts, or bags for your vacuum? How about free pickup and delivery for any service? Hi, this is Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady. I work on all vacuums, including Auric, Kirby, Simplicity, Riccar, Hoover, Kenmore, and all Panasonics. I can get bags and parts for almost any vacuum. Plus, in most cases, I'll save you up to 40% on your bag purchase. Best of all, I deliver at no charge for parts and service of your vacuum. Call me Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady, at 663-4322 or text vacuum cleaners to just text it.
All right, the Dragons are organized, and Resolution Prep still huddled up across the way. And you wonder what they're thinking, because the punting game has gone for almost an average of negative yardage if you count the last effort, which was nullified by an inadvertent whistle by one of the officials. And now it would appear
they're just going
to go for it.
Yep.
Might be as good as a punt, possibly. You never know.
Vernon Sharp back to throw, loads it up, and delivers it out of bounds, and the Dragons will take over on downs.
Well, that is Damari Gibbons, number 7 in coverage for Hutchinson. Ball thrown well out of bounds, and Dragons will take over on the side of their opponent's field.
All right, once again, short football field, 38 yards this time for the Blue Dragons.
Hutchinson has 78 yards total offense. Resolution Prep -8 yards in the game, and the Dragons already have 4 touchdowns on the board. It's 28-0.
Quarterback all by himself. Arrington throws it out to the left. It's caught, and a good job defensively by Resolution Prep, and nowhere for the Blue Dragon receiver to go. That was Isaiah Salam with the catch, but it goes for negative yardage, about -5.
Glenn, this is good, though, for your backup quarterback. You know, you never know when you're going to need him, and you can get some snaps here.
Well, that's what I was saying about the Fort Scott game. He got some nice snaps there as well, through the pick that he didn't need to throw, but still, this is good experience.
Yep.
So the Dragons with a rare 2nd and long. Arrington wants to run the quarterback keep, actually try to run a quarterback draw, and he'll lose about 3 more.
Well, that time a Dragon lineman absolutely got blown up as big number 99. I think these numbers are almost impossible to read. I think that's Dalen Morgan, and he is a ginormous individual. Got penetration. Hutchinson in a 3rd and 18.
Now Marquise Whitmire comes in. He'll set up wide to the right side. Dragons in danger of not scoring for the first time on a possession in the first quarter here. Arrington takes the snap, drops back, throws underneath, catch made, and a short gain on the play out to about the 40-yard line.
Don't think you'll see the punting unit here, Glenn.
Leroy Watson pulled it in. It'll be 4th down at the 40-yard line.
Well, you will.
Dragons will send the punt team in. And this may be, as much as anything, an attempt to control the score a little bit.
And, you know, here's a chance to work on some things and try to get one inside the 10-yard line.
All right, we're trying to pick up the number of the Dragon punter. And I can't tell you from here. Gets a high snap, gets it off, and it is going to go into the end zone.
A little too much.
Again, we apologize for a problem with these uniforms, but when they are turned sideways to you, even with binoculars, you cannot tell.
Yep, they're a little difficult. We are high atop Gowan Stadium in the press box. Comfortable in here and not so much on the sideline, Glenn. I know the temperatures down there are warm for this late in September.
Yeah, that wind takes a lot away from it, though. It's actually pretty comfortable. Of course, we're in the shade. That makes a big difference.
Right. Whole field right now, for the most part, in the shade. The visitor stands, as which you look over there, and I see, I believe, a person and a child.
Vernon Sharp, he is the quarterback. He has a triangle of receivers to the right, 3 of them. And hands off on a running play. The Dragons greet the ball carrier, who manages to keep his legs churning, and as a result, will gain a yard.
Latrell Mason there.
2:40 to go in the first quarter. The Blue Dragons have already scored 4 times, lead 28-0. Last year when these teams played, it was 63-0 Dragons at halftime. And this is a 2nd down, and we'll call it 9. Sharp takes the snap, throws it up the middle, and it is dropped. That was actually a pretty good throw. A little look in over the middle. Receiver had it in his hands, couldn't hang on to it.
Xavier Terry getting playing time, number 14. He's been one of the Dragons' better special team players, and in this game now getting time at the corner position. He came in, made a good play, knocked the ball out of the receiver's hand.
So it is a 3rd down and 9 for Resolution Prep. Resolution Prep has, I believe, just 1 first down in this game, that by penalty.
And you are correct. Hutchinson with 4.
They're trying to set up a screen. Then they throw it upfield, and it is overthrown, looking for his tight end at the 35-yard line.
Flag down here at the 25, gentlemen.
This is in a spot where easily could have some kind of a defensive holding call, unless it was a unsportsmanlike conduct after the play call. But
Kalen Moore was the intended receiver on the opposite side of the field. Officiating crew talks about it. Glenn, a little bit of difference in that officiating crew.
Yeah,
we have a female member.
Young lady, she's doing a great job. She's one of the officials. I'm not sure where she's from. Last name is Offerly. And,
all right.
Doing a good job. She's the back judge.
Official is going to tell us.
Looks like it's going to go against Resolution Prep.
Sure does. So there must be personal foul.
Personal foul against number 17, and that is Taco Howard, the receiver. Said something to the defensive back, and I think there was some words exchanged and maybe a little bit of contact, and that drew the flag. And that'll be the 4th penalty now against Resolution Prep.
Ball back at the 10-yard line. Still 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. And you know what the Prep punting game has been like.
Yes, I do. And I'm not sure we're going to see it again.
Well, if we don't, they better pick up some significant yardage.
Punt the punting game, Rusty.
Yep. This is going to be a passing play. Quarterback rolling right, throws upfield, and it is caught on the bounce at the 25-yard line.
Yep. You know, not really good coverage that time by Hutchinson, Glenn. That receiver was open.
Kirion Taylor was the intended receiver, but it clearly bounced.
Yeah, bounced after he actually had his hands underneath it and just dropped.
So it is a 4th down and 20 at their own 10-yard line, and indicative of the quality of the Wildcat punting game is the fact that they're trying to decide whether to punt or not.
Yeah, it's been tough, and I think
they're not going to.
Resolution. I've never seen a team, a 4th and 19 at their 11, go for it in the first quarter. Oh, there's a
little quick punt by the quarterback. He gets it off, takes a Hutchinson bounce, and fielded by a Dragon at the 35-yard line.
And that's perfectly fine, because once the team punting touches it, it's fair game to where a Dragon could actually field it, and even if it's fumbled, he still gets possession.
Well, I think that was Ronald Williams that fielded it for the Dragons. So Hutchinson will have it at the 35-yard line, 1:55 left in what has turned out to be a lengthy first quarter.
Yeah, you kind of knew it would be that way. A lot of scoring. Had a lot of penalties, some incomplete passes. Resolution Prep now with -7 yards total offense. The Dragons with 76 total yards and 4 touchdowns on the board.
Nolan Arrington hands off. This will be a Dragon running play. And the Dragons try to get wide to the left side. Ball's fumbled away, but not before the ball carrier on the ground for the Blue Dragons. That's
Andrew
the
Lee.
first time we've seen Andrew Lee carry it this year.
And
been injured.
Ball came out. It was after he was on the ground, but I think you're going to see another running back. Jonathan White will come back in. And the Dragons' last offensive possession didn't look very good with Arrington at quarterback. Let's see if they can clean things up here a little bit.
2nd down, 7.
Arrington, of course, the backup quarterback.
Takes a snap, drops back, loads it up, throws, got a receiver, and it is incomplete at the 5-yard line.
That is not a badly thrown ball, though, Glenn.
No, pretty good. I liked it. A lot of spiral with some velocity on it. Just was not quite on the numbers.
And sometimes, I mean, it can be just as difficult throwing with the wind at your back, with the wind like this, as it is throwing into the wind. It's just tough to throw a football in windy conditions.
Mitchell Tinsley tried to grab it one-handed at the 5-yard line, wasn't able to pull it in. Third down and 7 for the Dragons at the 32 of RPA's Wildcats. Arrington hands off, and the Dragons battling for yardage, and nice effort by White, and he'll get the first down at the 23-yard line. Initial contact was 4 or 5 yards upfield from that point, so a nice job by Jonathan White.
I will say this football team of Resolution Prep is better than they were last year defensively, and they put up a little bit of a fight here. Keep in mind, this is a program only in its second year of existence, and they are growing, and I certainly see a noticeable difference defensively this year compared to even last year. New quarterback.
High snap over the head of the quarterback, and he has to drop on it back at the 37-yard line. Not a very good snap at all from center.
Yeah, it's Bart Harris. Second time we've seen a high snap, Glenn, and boy, that just shouldn't happen.
Well, and that was wise of the quarterback, Arrington, to get down on the ball.
New quarterback now.
It's new one in there. Okay.
Bart Harris.
So that one was at the fault of the center.
Yep.
This may be the last play of the first quarter. Dragons look at second down and a whole bunch. A noticeable drop-off in Dragon offensive ability since the first unit stepped out of there.
I would agree.
Dragons go to White. He tries to get to the right side, and a flag comes in late. White on the carry got about 4. We'll check the flag. The first quarter comes to a close, so we'll tell you all about what this play was, and it's going to be a hold on the Dragons.
Well, it's going to be a second down and 32 when it appears we get back to play. Clock showing 0, and
it'll depend on whether the officials say that 0 is the official time, or did the penalty, should it have stopped it earlier than that? It appears that we may run one more play. So we'll keep it right here.
Yeah, and right now the officials are walking around like they're going to give us one more play, even though the clock shows 0. I mean,
ball at the 46. The yard to gain is the 13. Second down, 33.
All right, so we'll have one more play before the first quarter comes to an end in what has been a lengthy first quarter.
Bart Harris, the quarterback. Takes the snap, loads it up, throws it short, and is caught for a short gain of 3 or 4 yards. It'll be third down and very long.
Bart Harris, 6'4", freshman, Belton, Missouri, and I like that last throw. Some zip on it, looked confident, accurate, and nice to see the Dragons, trying to figure out maybe who is the backup quarterback of this football team now.
All right, that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. After one period from Gallon Stadium, Hutchinson 28, Resolution Prep Academy nothing. We're going to take a 1-minute break between quarters. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter in 60 seconds.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
All right, the Blue Dragons look at third down and long. Harris back to throw, has time, now decides to run with it and gets chewed up at the 45-yard line. Loss on the play of about 4. And right now, with almost all backup players out there for the Blue Dragons on offense, Resolution Prep Academy doing a nice job of stalling the Hutchinson offense.
Well, Glenn, you have to admit, after what we watched last year, this defense, even in 1 year, is so much better for Resolution
really
Prep.
is. So we'll take a look at Bart Harris. He came up a little limping off the field after that sack right there.
Glenn, can you pick up the number of the Dragon punter? I cannot tell.
I'm at an angle, which I'm having a hard time, too. I think it is Garcia.
I don't think so. Yeah, it is. It is Garcia. And his punt is going to roll down. Fielded inside the 5-yard line. Might have been touched. Recovered by the Dragons. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Wow. That's a tough play for Resolution Prep. You finally get a stop against the Hutchinson offense, force them to punt. All you got to do is let that thing go in the end zone. You're going to get it back out at the 20-yard line. He tried to field it inside the 5 and muffed it. The Dragon fell on it. And that right there is just not good news for Resolution.
Yeah, Oldfield came up with it with the loose football in the end zone for the TD.
Good call, Glenn.
All right, Walker on to try to tack on his 5th extra point of this football game.
See how Bowen's hold is. He's had some adventures out there. I was talking to Walker about it early on. He said only had one good snap.
That one wasn't the greatest, but they got it down.
And the kick is up, and the kick is through. Hutchinson 35-0. Let's take a break. Football coming up.
For 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Gentlemen, 4 Dragon touchdowns from the offense, and that one via specialty teams. And the Blue Dragons cruising at 35-0 with still 14 minutes to play in the first half.
Well, the Dragons are averaging a touchdown per first down. I mean, how often does that happen, Rusty? 5 first downs, and you have 35 points on the board. Never see that, ever.
All right, now it will be Walker to kick off, kicking against the breeze. He's been kicking it low. Now he hits it high. Spinning kick.
That's a touch the player.
Well, it doesn't matter on a kickoff. If it goes over 10 yards, it bounced back and was fielded by a Dragon.
There was a flag thrown. The only thing I can think of is he called for a fair catch and was interfered with.
Yeah, that could have been what it was, and interference with the fair catch.
I think that's going to be the call. But you're right, guys. Had it not been, that's Blue Dragon football if there's no yellow laying on the field. This would be the 5th penalty against the Dragons, and I think it's going to be, as the officials have had more conferences in this.
Did the Dragons do anything to interfere with the players?
Well, yeah, there were some people down right in front of them. Let's see here.
Yep. Personal foul, kick, catch, interference, 15-yard penalty, and Resolution Prep in business.
And for the first time, Resolution Prep finds themselves in Hutchinson territory. And now let's see whether some backup Blue Dragon defenders can stall this opportunity for Resolution Prep.
Ryan made the comment on Dragon Talk. This is where guys can catch coach's eyes. Film doesn't lie. And flash, do something, and show this coaching staff you're capable of playing.
Vernon Sharp rolling to his right, throws it over the middle, and it is caught at the 35-yard line, short of the first down by about a yard. And that reception was by Jalen Murphy, and another flag.
Got a feeling this is coming back, as it was a good throw by the quarterback, nice catch, would have actually got them in positive yardage for the game, but might have had an illegal lineman downfield. But it is against Resolution Prep.
Yeah, they're going to mark it off against the Prep.
Yep, ineligible receiver downfield.
Good eyes, Rob.
Can't do that. And that is going to be the 5th penalty for Resolution Prep. Dragons with 5. We've had 10 penalties. A couple of them have already been declined. And we are barely into the second quarter.
So it's a 5-yard walk-off back to the 49-yard line. And Resolution Prep will spread 3 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left. Vernon Sharp continues at quarterback. Running game not working. Sharp back being chased from behind. Throws downfield, and it is out of bounds.
That was terrific coverage. Dragons brought the blitz that time, got pressure on the quarterback, and terrific coverage on the far side of the field. Dragons wearing numbers tonight where I have no idea who it was until he gets a little bit closer into range.
I'll tell you what, I've got binoculars on them and have trouble seeing them unless they're facing you. And that's unfortunate because we would like to give these kids all the credit in the world, but we're guessing in a lot of occasions.
And a lot of times broadcasters are fortunate they'll have a monitor of the game in their booth, and you can kind of get a visual there, and we don't have that, so trying
all right,
to guess.
There's a handoff, delayed handoff, and a running play will get back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. That was
Nakia Cox.
Okay. So it'll be 3rd down, still 14 yards to go. 13:33 left first half, 35-0 Hutchinson.
Malik Wilkerson, linebacker from Fort Smith, Arkansas, making the tackle. Dragons playing with backups, and though they should, up 35-0 here in the second quarter.
All right.
Game clock at 8 right now, or the play clock at 6, excuse me.
3 wideouts right. 3rd down a bunch. Dragon pressure coming. Quarterback being chased, now rolling to his left, and has a lot of room to run. He's at the 50, he's at the 40, cuts back to the other side, and goes down at the 30-yard line of the Blue Dragons with a first down. But again, there is a flag.
Yep. And the quarterback, I mean, he was excited, Glenn. He was jumping up and down, pointing first down. A couple Dragon defenders were, I think, maybe offended by that. And you do all that running around, and the next thing you know,
ran away from the pressure. Offsides with defense, they declined that, so first down for the Wildcats of
Dragons lost total containment on the right side, and a lot of room for Vernon Sharp, and he makes the Dragons pay with a carry down to the 31-yard line.
That's the 6th penalty for Hutchinson in this game, and I can tell you that does not make Coach Rhodes happy. He is going to be torqued about that when they go into the locker room at halftime.
All right, here we go. Again, spread look. Ball thrown out to the left side, through it, and into a crowd of people. Blue Dragon actually had probably the best chance to pull it down.
Dangerous pass, and, boy, they're getting rid of the ball quick, not letting that Dragon pass rush get there. That time the quarterback caught it, took a step, and it was out.
I mean, he threw it into an area where there were about 5 jerseys, just boom. It was hard to tell for whom that pass was intended.
But on this drive, Resolution Prep for the first time in the game with positive yardage for the contest, 11 yards total now for this squad.
And again, trips to the right side. Dragon pressure comes up the middle, the ball thrown up for grabs, and a flag tossed at the 5-yard line. I think a Dragon may have come up with an interception over there. But I think the Dragons also may well, that was DeMarie Gibbons over there on coverage. He came up with the football, but they're going to say
pass interference.
Pass interference.
Well, another penalty against Hutchinson. That's what this drive has been all about. And I know the Dragons won't be happy if they let Resolution Prep get into the end zone.
Well, that's going to be 15 yards on the pass interference call. And that will march the ball down to the Blue Dragons' 16-yard line.
$35-0, 12:39 to go here in the second quarter at Gowan Stadium. 1st and 10, ball on the 16, and well, now they're going to penalty is a spot foul.
Gentlemen, we moved this game up because of conditions, and there's some big clouds heading to the west right now, heading our way.
Yeah, there's no question later tonight, an 80% chance of rain. We're going to get some rain, possibly heavy stuff, but thankfully that's a ways out.
All right, they're going to set the ball down at the Hutchinson 21-yard line after they sort things out. There'll have to be a lot of laundry done after this game. Those flags have been on the field. Here come the Dragons up the middle, and absolutely no chance for the ball carrier. There were about 3 or 4 Dragons in the backfield before the handoff. Loss on the play of, it depends on where they spot it, appears to be a 5-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Very close to being offside, but the Dragons do time it perfectly. And as Resolution Prep had something going backwards now, 2nd and 15.
This is a team in its 2nd year of existence. They have a schedule of 10 games this year, all on the road. So the deck is definitely stacked against the Wildcats. Trips this time to the left side. Sharp rolling that way as pressure comes, giving ground. Oh, my goodness, they got him way back at the 50-yard line. You got to be smart enough to throw the ball away.
Yep, that is one of the longest sacks I have ever seen as Justin Harris gets a sack. Player slow to get up for Resolution Prep, started to get up, went back to the turf, and he's at about the 47-yard line and in some pain.
It's going to be a 21-yard sack. And what was a promising opportunity for Resolution Prep has now disintegrated into 3rd down. Ball at the 47-yard line. The yard to gain marker is at the 11. 3rd down, 36.
Dragons training staff was out there immediately, and the players surrounded by 4 of Hutchinson's finest medical team personnel.
All right, while they tend to the injured player, let's take a break.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Now the injured player is up, a little bit gimpy, and it's the quarterback. It is the quarterback of Resolution Prep, Vernon Sharp. And he is walking gingerly off. Now he starts to jog off the field. I think maybe he's going to be all right, but his pride also was hurt on that play.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit, though, but we'll see. Also, by the way, when I got you guys, Bart Harris, quarterback for Hutchinson, will not return. He's got an ankle injury.
Well, boy, that's too bad. Get an opportunity to show some stuff for the coaching staff and then freak injury, and you're back on the sideline, and I feel bad for that young man.
3rd down and a whole heck of a lot. 3rd down and 36. Ball out at the 47-yard line. And they give on the running play, trying to get to the edge, and the Blue Dragon defense way too good to let that happen. And that'll go for some more negative yardage, about 4 or 5 more.
Good job by the Dragon defense to string that out, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And as the player tackled for Resolution Prep, he is down, and now he's on their sideline hurt. A couple players going down here, back-to-back plays.
And the ball has moved back to the Resolution Prep side of the 50-yard line. The new quarterback for Resolution Prep is R.J. Guzman.
Cheerleaders during a little timeout laid down their pom-poms. The wind caught them, and it looked like a couple poodles running down the track.
Doesn't surprise you. 46, Malik Wilkerson was the Dragon who made the really good tackle on that last play. And Ryan Rhodes huddled up his troops as a delay of game penalty called against the offense. It'll be a 4th and about 45 now.
Now let's see. They put it down at the 44. 4th and 45.
4th and 45. You don't see a lot of those. as now Resolution Prep back to negative yardage for the game at minus 19. Dragons, though, only 77 total yards of offense with 35 points.
All right. Punting situation, and they get it off barely. Decent punt. Takes a great bounce for Resolution Prep and scoots all the way down to the 13-yard line of Hutchinson.
That was as effective. Glenn, it wasn't pretty, but it worked.
No, it wasn't, and it was about 2 yards short of being a first down roll. But
true.
It will be Hutchinson's football. Arrington will be out there at the quarterback spot, 1st and 10 from the Hutch 13.
Glenn, that's a good point. You know it's a problem when you punt the football and the punt doesn't even make it as far as you need to go to get the first
I like
down.
the one that reminded me of how I used to kick in my backyard to kick it straight up in the air.
No, it's really too bad that punt that went negative 18 yards didn't stand. We could have talked about that for years.
Yes, we could.
All right. Blue Dragons without an offensive touchdown in the second quarter, and they'll start with the ball.
Ooh, nice
now
pick.
They're going to start with Arrington keeping. Nice job of deception as Arrington takes it to the left side and gets about 4 on the first down carry.
Yeah, there's no question this Dragon offense that has a lot of backups in there now has struggled. The starting unit looked unstoppable, which you would expect, but got to have some pride out there as second teamers and start making some holes, and also as a quarterback here, lead your team down the field and get some points.
Andrew Lee is the running back. Dragons throw it out in the flat, complete, and brought out to the 22-yard line after the catch. Pretty good job of running after the catch. It was hauled in for the Blue Dragons by Peyton Bowens.
Well, positive play brings up a third down and what should be about a yard. Expect Hutchinson to keep it on the ground here. You got an option-type quarterback.
It'd be nice to see the Dragons put together a drive.
Yeah,
they scored so easily early on because of great field position.
Keep the clock moving.
And there's a toss out onto the other side and room to run out to the 25-yard line, a first down for the Blue Dragons.
But this Resolution Prep team, I've seen them grow up so much from year 1 to year 2, an upstart program, first 2 years in existence, and boy, they've made some major, major strides on both sides of the ball compared to what we saw in year 1.
That was Marquise Whitmire that made the reception for the Blue Dragons, who have a first down at the 26.
And Glenn, they're getting a lot of money to go play at these 10 places on the road.
Yeah, they are.
And
this one might only go a half, too, because I'm watching that storm behind us.
Okay. And you can build a program doing that eventually.
And Andrew Lee, caught in the backfield for the Blue Dragons, loses 5.
You know what this is, Rusty and Rob, is it's like JUCOs are by way of a second chance for some of these kids in eligibility.
Yeah.
It's another level of that, so to speak, is to get them eligible to either go to a JUCO or a 4-year school, but that's exactly what it's for.
Second down, 15 for the Blue Dragons. Again, the Hutchinson offense, not very productive here.
No, it really has not been pretty.
Arrington hands off, and this time there's room to run to the 30 and out to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. Is Andrew Lee on the carry for the Dragons. It'll be a first down.
Yeah, Dragons on about their fourth-string running back with Andrew Lee. He talked about Collins, the starter when the season began. He will be lucky to play early November. Ankle injuries are not kind to players.
Dragons at their own 37-yard line. Arrington again hands off, and again the Dragons just go straight ahead out to the 40-yard line. That's Lee again, and a nice solid run of 3. Dragons taking time off the clock.
I do remember last year, though, the Dragons, even on running plays, they were chewing up 15, 20 yards. They'd run a toss sweep left to right, score as there's another player down injured for this prep team. But they've shown some fight and a much better squad in Resolution Prep this year.
And while they tend to the injured Wildcat, let's take a break.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Second down and 7 for the Blue Dragons at the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line. Hutchinson leading 35-0. Rusty Hilst, Rob Dreher, and Glenn Grunwald with you from Gowan Stadium.
Been watching those clouds, guys. It's down by Great Bend right now, kind of sliding to the northeast, so it could slide by us.
Yeah, that would still be about 60 miles, but eventually it'll all be here later tonight.
Arrington takes the snap, hands off, and that's Jonathan White. Nope, that's Drake Bolus on the carry.
Yeah.
And he's out to the 44-yard line. That's about 4 more. Dragons with a manageable 3rd down and 3. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Bolus has been the best. He's had 3 carries in the game, over 30 yards rushing, had a long touchdown. In fact, Jonathan White, Desmond Jackson, and Drake Bolus all with TD runs in this game.
Arrington in the shotgun, high snap, pulls it down, hands it off. Bolus is stopped short of the first down. Gain 1, needed 3. Dragons look at 4th down and 2. I would imagine the Dragons will punt, but we'll see.
Saw Ryan Rhodes immediately talk to his coordinator, and it appeared to me that he said, we're going for it here on 4th down. Time for my second string offense to grow up a little bit and get something done. All the scoring has really been done by the first-team offense in this game.
Yeah, the other Dragon score came on a mishandled punt recovered by the Dragons in the end zone.
You are correct.
Dragons need 2. Arrington hands it off, and they'll get 2 and more. Bolus breaking tackles across the 45 down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Drake Bolus.
Drake Bolus is a bowling ball, and he's just a different kind of runner. He could be special, and I think you're going to see him get more and more carries as the football season progresses with the injury of Aaron Collins. Desmond Jackson right now is your 1, but this guy, up to this point it's been White. Bolus says, I'd like to be that number 2 guy.
Bolus sets up as a receiver on the left side. Arrington, the quarterback, all by himself, throws. Delivers it on the sideline, and it is caught. Nice catch over there. Reaching out to pull it in for the Blue Dragons is the tight end, and that is number 81 for Hutchinson.
It's Nick Shelton.
Yep.
Well, Glenn, they just turned the lights on here at Gowan Stadium. It was starting to get dark here with that cloud
it is.
cover.
And with that cloud cover to the back, it could get a little darker quicker, but they got the lights on, and 4:33 to go before halftime. Hutch up 35-0 and driving right now.
Second down, 5 at the 36. Arrington wants to throw, has all kinds of time, steps up, throws long, and throws it out of bounds at the goal line.
It's good coverage that time by Resolution Prep. Quarterback had all the time in the world to throw and just didn't make a good throw that time as the receiver really didn't have a chance to come down with that.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 5 for the Blue Dragons. Bradley D comes into the game for the Blue Dragons.
Arrington is 5 of 7 passing, 15 total yards in the contest, as all of his passes for the most part have been very short.
Art Arrington with running backs on either hip. Takes the snap. Wants to throw, throws it over the middle, complete, short of the first down, or maybe right at the first down marker.
I think it's going to be maybe just a half a yard short.
Pass was thrown over the middle to Peyton Bowens, and he caught it half a yard shy of the first down. Time-consuming drive here. We're inside 4 minutes to play in the first half. Dragon offense hasn't scored in the second quarter, but the special teams have once. Second time Hutch has gone for it on 4th down on this drive. Stacked receivers on the left side. And the Dragons just go straight ahead and should have enough yardage to move the chain.
Quarterback draw, simple play. Follow your big lineman up front, doing it off the left side of that line. And Glenn, the way it's going now, there were some people saying, well, there might be a running clock in the second half.
I don't know.
There's not going to be a running clock in the second half.
Might not be. We're on our way up because I want to get up there before halftime.
You bet.
All right, the first down for the Dragons at the 29-yard line. High snap, horribly high. I mean, that was 4 or 5 feet over the quarterback's head. Fortunately, he was able to go back and field it before it hit the ground. That might be as bad a snap as I have ever seen in the college game.
That is the third high snap we've seen. 2 of them have been disastrous, and that one, fortunately, the quarterback was able somehow to go up and at least tip it and get it within reach.
It would have taken a fire truck with a long ladder to be able to handle that snap.
Holy cow.
Second down, about
9-yard loss.
19 yards to go.
Clock continues to move.
Arrington awaits, hands it off. Dragons test the middle, and don't get a whole lot.
Quarterback keeper that time. It was a good fake because
it really was. I bet on the fake and then had to realize that Arrington had it.
Really good job.
But he didn't fool Resolution Prep much. It's third down and 14.
Take my hat off to Resolution Prep because defensively, man, they have made the Dragons work here in the second quarter now. I know it's backups, but wasn't that easy last year.
Arrington has 2 running backs with him. Dragons could use a big play. Fake the reverse. Arrington steps up. Being chased. Still on his feet. Now he's hauled down and dragged down back at the 40-yard line. Flag comes out.
He is slow to get up. This is going to be a holding call against the Dragon offensive line. And as a quarterback, there's the timer ticking in your head. You have got to get rid of that football sooner than that.
I would be surprised if Resolution Prep takes this penalty because it'll be fourth down and about 20 to go without it.
So a holding penalty against the Dragons.
This has not been a pretty football game because it has been marred greatly by penalties.
Yeah, this will be the 13th penalty of the game.
Not sure why you do this. You give the Dragons third down all over again. It is a Hutchinson team with big play capabilities. Would have been fourth down and about 20 plus.
Now it's fourth down and, it's third down and 27.
And Arrington, who's thrown mainly short, might have to go a little deeper. Pressure comes up the middle. They try to set up the screen pass. Nice job of fielding it. And the ball is caught and taken down the sideline all the way down to the 30-yard line. Really a spectacular job of grabbing it off the turf. That was Drake Bolus that did that. He had to go way down to pick it off the turf and takes it upfield to the 31-yard line.
Bolus again shining, showing I can also catch passes out of the backfield. That wasn't a well-thrown ball, and very easily could have been an incompletion. Went down basically at his shoestrings, caught it, and turned it into an outstanding gain. A third and 27 is now a fourth and 12.
Dragons need about a dozen. Arrington back to throw. Here comes pressure. Set up the screen pass again. And breaking a tackle, breaking another tackle, and taking it down for a first down for the Blue Dragons. Is that 35, Rob? I think it's 35 on the carry. That would be Corey Lee, if I'm right on the number.
I think he's short of the first down, Rusty, and that'll turn the ball over to Resolution Prep. Just didn't quite get to the marker.
Thought he did. All right, Resolution Prep gets it back. They have had a very successful second quarter. The only points scored by the Dragons in this second quarter, a recovered, mishandled punt in the end zone.
And
frankly, the Hutchinson offense hasn't really looked very good.
No, they have not.
So, with 53 seconds left, if Resolution Prep doesn't do anything silly, our halftime score is probably going to be Hutchinson comfortably ahead, 35-0. But a year ago, it was 63-0 at this stage. Dragons threatening blitz, low snap, And this is going to be a disaster play for Resolution Prep. Picked up off the turf, and they'll lose about 5 or 6. It was Corey Bell who was being chased immediately in the backfield. He loses 3.
You know what it does is a Dragon team perspective. You're like, Mason Shucker's been pretty good, and you've got a backup quarterback in Nolan Arrington, and he has struggled somewhat as we're going to get a timeout here. And, you've got to have some guys that come in and are able to keep moving the ball. Second timeout against this Revolution team is we can take a timeout.
Yeah, let's take a break.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
And back at Gowan Stadium where the Blue Dragons lead 35-0. They have just turned the football over on downs to Resolution Prep. 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. And it'll be Resolution's ball, 2nd and 13 at their own 17.
Resolution Prep with the wind at its back. Back to throw. Pressure comes and sacked down at about the 5-yard line as 2 flags come out. That's probably a face mask.
Either that or a horse collar. Couldn't tell which, but unfortunately it's not going to be good for the Dragons, and they already have 7 penalties in this game. I'm afraid this is going to be their 8th.
Well, it would have been a huge loss from the 18 back inside the 5, but 2 flags came out immediately, and it is a penalty on the Dragons on the tackle, clearly.
Yep, face mask. You called it, Rusty. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, and that is now 85 yards of penalties here in the first half against the Dragons.
And still 23 seconds remain. I'm not sure. You got the wind at your back. They've got a backup quarterback in there, and I am not sure how comfortable he is throwing the football.
Yeah, it hasn't appeared that they're wanting him to throw the ball much, that's for sure.
But you'd be tempted here to take a shot downfield.
Running the clock right now. And
we got a different quarterback now on this snap. That's number 10. That's Kerwin Escobar. And try to run a quarterback draw, and it is not going anywhere. That'll be a loss of 8 or 9 more.
That'll do it.
And the first half comes to a close. Hutchinson convincingly ahead, 35-0. Our halftime show from Gowans starts in a couple of minutes.
We understand. You want your family to have physicians and a medical team who are highly skilled, who really put the care in healthcare. So you'll love the TLC of Prairie Star family physicians like Dr. Clarice Nelson.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center. Whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelia's, filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelia's, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons!
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Don't pack away your summer pieces just yet. It may still be warm, yet summer to fall fashions are here at Brick House Boutique. Comfortable and affordable casual clothes at 117 South Main in Hutchinson. Big city chic in a downtown boutique.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Well, even though the Medicine Shop has been taking care of people in the Hutchinson area for right at 20 years, and as such could be accused of being an old school pharmacy, certainly when they take care of people like myself, certainly we qualify as oldsters. But we'd like you to know that the Medicine Shop is also on top of the latest technology and social media. The Medicine Shop invites you to go to the App Store and download the Medicine Shop app on your smartphone. You can easily order your medications and get updated health information. Also, those of you that are involved in social media, like us. Like the Medicine Shop on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's the Hutchinson Medicine Shop, 100% pure pharmacy. You'll find it at 14th and Main. And by the way, 14th and Main is pretty well torn up. If you're going to the Medicine Shop, you're going to want probably to approach from the north on Main Street. Pretty easy to pull into the driveway. A quick look at the first half statistics reflects a ball game in which, although Hutchinson has scored 5 times, the Blue Dragons haven't had all that much offense. 32 plays in the first half for 154 yards, 5 scores, but negative 27 yards of yardage for Resolution Prep. Drake Bolus is the leading rusher for the Blue Dragons. He had 46 yards in the first half. Nolan Arrington went 8 out of 10 passing the football, 43 yards. Mason Shucker, who played early on, Hutchinson's starting quarterback, went 2 of 2. He had a touchdown pass. And the Blue Dragons comfortably ahead, but I think Ryan Rhodes and company with plenty to talk about at halftime. I personally thought the Blue Dragon starting offense looked pretty sharp, much less so since then. But nevertheless, a nice lead for the Blue Dragons, 35-0 at the halftime break. We're going to pause a couple of minutes. We'll be back with halftime from Gowan Stadium.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
When the air conditioning in your car doesn't work, it makes you feel like clothes left inside a dryer. If your car is making you hot and wrinkled, why not ride an air-conditioned ARCAT bus to take you where you need to go? ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. All buses are ADA accessible, have great air conditioning, comfortable seats, and skilled drivers. Fares range between 50 cents and $1. Call 694-2913 for information.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon athletics.
iPhone fans, listen up. Nextech Wireless is launching an amazing new deal. Get 4 new iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per line. You heard us right. That price includes the phones and unlimited data. Nextech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. So stop by and get your 4 iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per month per line. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required and not included in price. Get your 4 new iPhones today at Nextech Wireless.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome at halftime. 35-0 The Blue Dragons on top of Resolution Prep out of Arlington, Texas, and no other games throughout the Kansas Jayhawk Conference tonight, but there's some big ones coming up this weekend. Butler in Coffeyville, I think, is going to be a key one, and then also Iowa Western and Garden City. Rob Dreher is the one that everybody's going to have their eyes on this weekend. Of course, Hutchinson will not play. This is not a bye week. They only get one bye week, but there's another week that they can schedule whatever, and that's why we have Resolution Prep tonight. But Garden City and Iowa Western at Garden City should be interesting on Saturday night.
Yeah, and Garden City gets them at home like the Blue Dragons did, but my goodness, after watching them play,
pretty good.
They are so big and physical and well-disciplined. And if Garden City wins that game, I'll tip my hat to them. But Iowa Western is very, very
Craig
good.
really lumped them up in the rankings, so we'll have to see what happened. Hutchinson moved up a slot, as you heard on your new sports this morning, moved up the slot to number 11. Good opportunity here in the next couple of weeks to do some things. Baseball is in full progress, and now it's getting time that you look at those standings in the different divisions, see what's going on. Red Sox right now on top of the Yankees 4-2 in the bottom half of the third. That's a big series that everybody has their eyes on.
I mean, Boston is so far out in front. The Yankees will never catch them, but they will be one of the wild card teams along with Oakland. It's a matter of where they're going to play that.
Seeing where they're going to play and what's going to happen. We're watching the weather that's developing out to our west right now. A line of thunderstorms between Great Bend and Ellsworth streaking all the way down to Woodard, Oklahoma. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. So, yeah, in the East, in the standings in the National League, the Braves with a 5.5 game lead on the Phillies. The Nationals behind 7 games back. Cubbies have a 2.5 game on the Brewers. That they've had that lead for about a month and a half now. They've been hanging in there pretty good. Cardinals 5.5 games out, and the Dodgers and the Rockies keep going back and forth. 2.5 games out of the Rockies in the National League.
Yeah, they just played, and the Dodgers kind of had their way with Colorado, and that's why they have the 2.5 game lead. Royals getting beat tonight as they are down by a score of 9-5 in the 4th inning.
In the American League, only really one race, and that's the Astros and Athletics. Athletics 3.5 games back. A 14.5 game lead for the Indians over the Twins. And then in the Eastern Division, like you said, Red Sox 9.5 games over the Yankees. So
look at their record.
Wild card. Yeah.
That is one of the best records. My goodness, have they played well.
As far as wild cards go, yeah, they're 93 and 58. It might be 93 and 59 tonight. They're a game up on the Athletics. And then the T-Rays come in there, Mariners, Angels, and Twins on down there in that American League. So that should be interesting. So it'll be here before we know it, and always enjoy October with baseball around the corner.
Yeah, and if you're a Royals fan, of course, really, with the exception of last year, the Royals were in the thick of things the previous multiple years, and it was fun to watch baseball this time of the year. This year, the Royals already losing 100 games. Been kind of a season to forget, but the good thing is the Royals have found some really good young starting pitching going forward, some young position players that have really come on strong, identified the fact that, there's a bright future ahead for Kansas City. And I think the Royals are going to be much better next year.
We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and look at some other sports, especially in the Hutchinson Community College, because they got a big volleyball tournament coming up this weekend. They got a nice win last night over at Butler. Patrick Hall's team. We'll talk more about that when we return right after this 2-minute timeout.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Superstore. With over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock, we have one for every budget and every need. But we also have the coolest and the best one-off vehicles, from a 4-inch lifted Tundra to an F450 King Ranch. We also have a 4Runner TRD Pro. Those are hard to find. Plus, if you're looking for a luxury car from a Lexus, a BMW, or an Audi, just to name a few. So come see us today for all of your pre-owned needs at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Needing repairs, parts, belts, or bags for your vacuum? How about free pickup and delivery for any service? Hi, this is Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady. I work on all vacuums, including Auric, Herbie, Simplicity, Riccar, Hoover, Kenmore, and all Panasonics. I can get bags and parts for almost any vacuum. Plus, in most cases, I'll save you up to 40% on your bag purchase. Best of all, I deliver at no charge for parts and service of your vacuum. Call me Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady, at 663-4322 or text vacuum cleaners to just text it.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Glenn Grunwald, Rob Dreher, halftime, 35-0. Blue Dragons on top of Resolution Prep out of Arlington, Texas. Football action this coming Sunday in the Big 12, Rob. Kansas travels to Baylor. Kansas on a 2-0 run, a two-game winning streak, 2-1 on the season, and they take on Baylor, who is also 2-1.
Wasn't it 2011 that the Jayhawks last won 2 games in a row? Starting to get fun.
And, of course, they lost in, double overtime to Nicholls State, so it could have been a 3-game thing. But,
and that was before
they're trying to put something together up there.
That was before they discovered Puka.
Puka, the running back, number 1. So looking forward to that. K-State travels at 2:30 p.m. kickoff on ESPN to West Virginia. They'll have their hands full with the Mountaineers. No doubt about that. TCU, after a tough loss last week to Ohio State.
They look good.
They did look good, and they take on Texas that is at 2-1. So I saw a thing on social media with the Texas flags that says these flags don't run. They also don't play defense.
Well, truth to that.
And Oklahoma State will host Texas Tech as well. That'll be a night game coming up on Saturday night. Oklahoma will host 2-1 Army in a night game. That'll be a 6 p.m. kickoff, and so is Texas Tech's game as well. That's primarily the Big 12. So those are some of the games. Big one down here is going to be up north is going to be Michigan hosting Nebraska. Nebraska without a win as of yet.
Well, tomorrow night, high school football. You'll be busy tomorrow night with the Salt Hawks.
Yeah, Salt Hawks travel to Salina, and they'll be at Salina Stadium, new renovated press box. Looking forward to going up there to take on the 2-1 Mustangs, as the Salt Hawks got a nice win just the other day over Garden City. In volleyball action, great tournament this weekend. Starts on Friday over at the Sports Arena. If you got some time, stop by and see some of that action. There's some good ranked top teams. Rhonda Shirley will be back. She'll be back with her team from Texas, so that'll be fun to see. And also some other alumni from Hutchinson that's went on to coach as well.
And today is the first day that you can order tickets for the national tournament of volleyball, which, of course, is at the Hutchinson Sports Arena. And you can go to NJCAA VB1.com,
and that's where you get those tickets from. And it's going to be at the Sports Arena November 15th, 16th, and 17th. That'll be right at the beginning of basketball season. Basketball team will be on the road over in Butler at an invitational at El Dorado. And I'll be over there helping myself, along with Darren Dunn, helping with some of the volleyball action that'll be taking place over at the Sports Arena. So, Rob, this game, 35-0 at halftime. Your thoughts, please.
Well, I'm two things. I'm surprised by the score, and I'm really surprised the improvement of Resolution Prep from basically what we saw last year to this year in just 1 year. Dragons are having to earn what they get on offense. In fact, in the second quarter, the second-string offense of Hutchinson really did nothing, and Resolution Prep doing a good job. Now, it's going to be tough for them to score. I think their quarterback's banged up, and not sure they're going to put any points on the board, but at least they're making Hutchinson work from their offensive standpoint, and Ryan Rhodes can't be happy with what he saw out of his team in that second quarter.
Especially some of the just to miss bad snaps and things like that they got to get cleaned up, and the execution by way of being just focused on the ball game. You're true on that, but also he's playing some reserves, so we'll see what happens.
But those second-string guys, this is where you show that you're capable of maybe being one of those number one guys and open some holes for the running back, and running backs maybe doing a little bit more, although they have had some good production from some of their guys.
Yeah, we will see what's going to happen. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. You and Rusty get set for second half of action as it is 35-0. Blue Dragons on top on this Thursday evening. We're keeping our eyes to the skies to the west, and we'll keep you notified if anything is moving into the Hutchinson area as well. Appreciate having you along tonight. This is Blue Dragon football on Country 102.9 KHUT in Hutchinson. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salt Hawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
And welcome back to Gowan Stadium, where we are at halftime. Hutchinson leading 35-0. Dragons putting on a clinic in the first quarter, and then as they made wholesale substitutions, offense kind of sputtering in that second quarter. Ryan Rhodes, I'm sure, wasn't exactly happy with the way his offense played in the second quarter, but nonetheless, Hutchinson dominating on the scoreboard, and Rusty Hilst, we are just about set to play the second half of this one.
Yeah, a strange football game. As you pointed out, the Blue Dragons pretty sharp in that first quarter. Built a 28-0 lead, got a cheap touchdown on a mishandled punt early in the second quarter. And then after that, simply struggled to get things going. I think we have to be careful. I heard some people outside at halftime talking about, well, Blue Dragon backup quarterback Nolan Arrington not nearly as good as Mason Shucker. That might be true, but you also have to be fair. Mason Shucker was out there with a first-team offense, and Nolan Arrington was out there with a lot of backup players on that offensive line and in the backfield. So I would say that Coach Ryan Rhodes probably not thrilled with the first half.
I would agree. And, you know, somebody that really impressed me was Drake Bolus again. 5 carries, 46 yards, a touchdown, averaging 9 yards a pop when carrying the ball. He is one of those guys that, in my opinion, had some good possessions in the second quarter and looks good and continues, I think, to get more carries as the season goes on.
You know, I think the Dragons have a really solid running back in Des Jackson.
Agree.
But truth be known, they have one great running back, but he isn't going to be around for another month or so. And, of course, we're talking about Aaron Collins, who impressed everybody in the first couple of games before breaking a bone in his foot in, of all things, pregame.
Yeah, still bizarre, and I don't think anyone exactly knows how that happened. All the officials are huddled up at the 50-yard line talking to the coaches. I'm not sure.
And I was outside at halftime looking off to the west. That is an impressive cloud bank out there.
Yeah.
If that moves in, it could very well put an end to this football game, particularly if the Blue Dragons continue to lead by the margin that they now enjoy.
Well, and credit Hutchinson Community College's administration for moving this game up to a 6 o'clock start, not 7, and pretty well should be able to get this thing done and in the record books and get out of here before any of the storms move in.
Dragons will get the football to start the second half. They will also have the wind at their back. And, boy, I'm going to tell you what, I've got binoculars on that man back deep for the Dragons. I can't tell. I cannot tell you what his number is.
Yeah, and for our folks listening, the Dragons are wearing gray tops with blue numbers, and they kind of blend in together. And if you have perfect vision and sitting up here where we are.
Hey, I'm 2010, and I got binoculars, and I can't tell.
Yeah.
So, you know, if the purpose of players wearing numbers is to get your players recognized for good plays, these uniforms are making it really tough to do as much of that as we would like to. Is that Jonathan White back there maybe? Is that 31? Might be.
Glenn's on the sideline. He's headed in that direction, and we'll see if he can get a visual here before too long as well.
All right, we're ready to go. They're going to have to hold the ball on the tee because the wind blowing hard enough won't let it stay there. Here comes a kickoff, and it is low, bounding around, fielded at the 35-yard line, and brought out across the 40 to about the 42 or 43. And there the Dragon offense will begin.
154 total yards of offense for Hutchinson in the first half, minus 27 total yards of offense for Resolution Prep, as the Dragons enjoy a 35-0 lead, getting ready for the first plays of the second half as the Dragon offense is on the field. Let's see if maybe they show a little bit more fire here coming out of the gate.
That was Dante Madden for future reference back there.
Thanks, Glenn.
Okay. Arrington continues at quarterback. Quick out. Dangerous pass. It is fielded. And a very short gain on the play. I say dangerous because it was thrown out where it could very well have been a pick six.
Yep. That was Kareem Brown who caught it, and he caught it for negative yards as the Dragon offense going backwards.
Kareem Brown, about his third catch of the football season. Arrington, hands off. And there's a pretty nice cut back and a nice run for the Dragons. And all the way across the 50 down to the 48, maybe the 47-yard line. That was great second effort.
Yep, good job by Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee now with 5 carries, about 23 yards of rushing in the game, and that's going to make it a third down and short. And that already is some better effort than we saw throughout a lot of that second quarter by this Dragon offense. I'm sure there were a few harsh words thrown in the direction of that offense.
Third down and 1 yard for the Dragons. And they throw it backwards. That's going to go out of bounds. That should be a lateral.
That's
not an incomplete pass. He threw that backwards.
That's a curious call on third down and 1.
How do they get an incomplete pass out of that?
Well, according to the officials, it was a forward pass. I know it did look like a lateral, and if it was, it would have been marked that way. I think the Dragons were lucky to get that
The line
call.
of scrimmage was at the 48, and the ball went out of bounds back at about the 43 on the other side. Dragons very lucky.
Pretty sure they missed it.
Now, collision in the backfield, and the Dragons will not pick up the first down. Although second effort enabled Hutchinson to get close, that was Lee. There was a collision in the backfield, threw the timing off. And I think Resolution Prep's going to get the football.
I think they are too. I think they're going to take over on downs.
Official is going to say,
no, they're going to give it to
Nope.
Wow.
Be a first down. So just enough on that second effort that Rusty talked about.
I tell you, the Dragons had run their punting unit, their defense out on the field because they even thought they'd been stopped. Good spot, and Hutchinson will continue this drive.
All right. So the football now at the 46-yard line of Resolution Prep. And Resolution Prep thought they were going to be offside. Dragons keep it on the ground, pound the middle, work hard to get a couple of yards.
Yeah, there was indeed a player offside by Resolution Prep. Got back before the snap, and surprised they didn't throw a flag for that anyway.
That was Lee on the carry.
Lee has been productive. He has 7 carries now for 32 yards.
Second down, we'll call it 8 for the Dragons. Nolan Arrington in the shotgun. Hands off, hole on the left side, and covered up pretty quickly by Resolution Prep. Dragons nevertheless pick up about 5 on the carry. Again, Lee. Third down and about 3 at the 39 of Resolution Prep. Blue Dragons, who might have thought this was going to be a romp as they won over this team 91-0 last year with a running clock, right now have 35, and we've played nearly 4 minutes of the third quarter. And Lee tries to get the first down, and with second effort will do just that at the 35-yard line.
Well, Glenn Grunwald, Dragons doing what they were supposed to do, and that's come out and just chew up time and get some first downs.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And give these guys some experience. Not as impressed with, of course, that second and third unit as we were with the first, but they'll move the chains again.
Another first down on this drive, and Dragons chewing up the clock.
And I think that's likely to continue to be the game plan, although Arrington threw 10 times in the first half. Hands off again to Lee, and Lee straight ahead for nearly 5, close to the 30-yard line.
You know, as an offensive line, too, you start to get in the rhythm, and you start to get kind of a groove as an offensive line. I think the Dragons are settling into that, starting to win at the line of scrimmage, and they're getting, 4 yards a pop for the most part here on every carry.
Arrington just kind of administering the game at the quarterback spot, gives to Lee. Lee hesitates, cuts back, and takes it to the 25.
Dragons
that
pull the
should
guard.
Be a first down.
Yep, and I think, Rusty, is that the third first down on this drive?
It is.
And Hutchinson already has chewed up a couple of minutes here in this quarter.
Well, actually, they have chewed up, to be precise, about 4 minutes and 20 seconds because they fielded the kickoff to start the second half. By the time it's snapped here, we'll be down to 10 and a half minutes to play third quarter. Arrington keeps it, throws it over the middle. It'll be a touchdown. Slick throw over the middle. Faked the handoff to Lee, delivered it perfectly over the middle. The ball was hauled in by Kareem Brown, and the Blue Dragons have a touchdown.
I believe that's his first touchdown pass of his career.
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is.
And I can tell you there that it's certainly his first touchdown pass of this season.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. As a Blue Dragon.
Keeping our eyes on those clouds, Coach Gooch and Ryan Hilty. Ryan Hilty has his lightning detector out, so we're kind of watching that.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So the Blue Dragons push their point total to 42. It is 42-0. And, well, I'll tell you what, let's just take a break before the Dragon kickoff.
We understand you want your family to have physicians and a medical team who are highly skilled, who really put the care in healthcare. So you'll love the TLC of Prairie Star family physicians like Dr. Clarice Nelson.
TS, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center. Whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Well, the Dragons use up 4 minutes, 36 seconds with a touchdown drive to open the third quarter. Hutchinson now leads Resolution Prep 42-0. Bounding kickoff, fielded and fumbled at the 20-yard line, then recovered and brought out to about the 30, and it is there that Resolution Prep will begin their offense here in the second half.
Xavier Terry, another special team tackle for the Dragons. Been really good on special teams all year long. Now, the Dragon defense really didn't have any trouble, Glenn, in that first half, and let's see if they can continue that.
Yeah, they really didn't. They took care of it pretty good, so let's see how they do. Wildcats with good field position at the 31, so we'll see what happens here. 42-0. Blue Dragons on top, third quarter.
Again, storms in the area, but so far behind us. The quarterback
for them is number 10.
Escobar. Kerwin Escobar, quarterback. He stands back in the shotgun. Twin receivers on each side of the field. Escobar takes the snap and flags fly.
This will be a false start on the offense as one of the offensive tackles flinched. Took forever to get that play started. And this will be the 7th play for 38 yards against Resolution Prep. Dragons with 8 penalties for 85 yards in this contest.
So that's 15 penalties in a game that has not even gotten to the middle of the third quarter.
And I can tell you there were at least 3 or 4 of those that were declined. So we have seen way too many of the yellow flags.
All right. Escobar continues at quarterback.
Trying to get something done on offense as Resolution Prep.
Escobar loads it up, throws it upfield, and it is caught and then dropped at the 45-yard line. Right in the hands of the intended receiver. I mean, right in Taco Howard's hands. And as he went to the ground, he just simply lost it.
He was beaten, 33, Kobe Oldfield, the Dragon defensive back. And you're right, that ball was well thrown, should have been caught. Nice throw against this wind. Glenn, has the wind let up a little bit?
It has let up a little bit, but I'm keep watching that line of thunderstorms that is just basically stretched from Pratt up to about McPherson. We're right on the southern edge of it. If the wind keeps blowing to the south, to the northeast, it might blow it past us. But the wind has let up a little bit.
Okay.
That's a long answer for you, I know.
That's all right.
Pressure comes, quarterback down, ball loose, scramble for the football at the 15-yard line, and we'll await the indication. Dragons are saying they've got it. Let's see if the officials agree. They do. Dragons recover a fumble, have a short field at about the 16 or 17-yard line.
Yep, Dragons that time brought pressure, got a sack, and come up with the football that will make for a short field. I'm still trying to get the number of who possibly recovered that ball. It may have been Jeremiah Fordham.
Blue Dragon offense comes back out on the field. Again, the ball at the 17 of Resolution Prep. Dragons have a lot of very short scoring drives, although the touchdown drive with which they began the second half was much more impressive as they took it quite a distance downfield. Arrington hands off, and the Dragons are lucky to get a couple of yards out of the carry. Pretty good job of deception by Arrington. He faked the handoff, faked pulling it out and throwing the pass, but indeed he had already given the football to...
Helmet pops off of one of the Resolution Prep defenders.
Is that Andrew Lee that was on the carry? Again, I apologize. Just simply cannot read the numbers.
Andrew Lee. Player checking out for Resolution because his helmet popped off and they had to make a substitution.
Arrington hands off. There's a nice cutback by Lee. Puts his head down, keeps the legs turning, battling to get yards, takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. That was a terrific effort by Andrew Lee.
Actually,
he got 7.
It was Bradley D, number 29, did a good job of spinning out of there. And Rusty, no fault of yours.
Yeah.
Have to see up there, but it was number 29 rather than 31.
Okay. I can't see it from up here either.
These numbers on the Blue Dragons are just impossible.
You're not going to get your vote, are you?
No, and we'd let anyone come up here, and if they could see them any better, I'd say I'd tip my hat to you. It is very difficult.
There are uniforms that should never be made. Arrington hands off, and down to the left side goes D, and he takes it all the way into the end zone. Bradley D, number 29. Rob and I both have pretty good eyesight up here, and we can't tell the difference between 29 and 22 until they have their back exactly to us. But that was Bradley D. That was well blocked off the left side.
And it would, of course, be his first touchdown as a Blue Dragon, and comes on his third carry. Pretty good job of breaking a few tackles, getting it into the end zone. Hutchinson pulling away.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. 7 of 7 for the backup kicker for the Blue Dragons, and let's give a lot of credit to Jaden Walker. He's done a dandy job. 5'8", 149-pounder out of Olathe. 49-0 Dragons, 8:47 to play in the third quarter. We're going to take a break. Coming back after this.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelias, filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelias, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons.
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Don't pack away your summer pieces just yet. It may still be warm, yet summer to fall fashions are here at Brick House Boutique. Comfortable and affordable casual clothes at 117 South Main in Hutchinson. Big city chic in a downtown boutique.
Well, the Blue Dragons with a 35-0 halftime lead have tacked on a couple more scores here in the first 6 minutes and 13 seconds of the third quarter. 49-0, which means the Dragons have now outscored Resolution Prep 140-0 over the last 2 years. There's what amounts to an onside kick. It pops up. Dragons say they recovered.
They do.
And the officials have it.
Flags on the play, but we'll have to see what happened. We might have an offside on that kick.
Well, it was Xavier Terry, who has been a special team star in this game, that recovered the ball. We'll see what the officials say about what happened.
The play, if it stands, would give the Dragons possession at the 35 of RPA. It appears
offside. Blue Dragons, we will re-kick. And, guys, that is the 9th penalty for 90 yards, but more importantly, it cost the Dragons the football.
17th penalty of the game.
It just, that penalty right there should never happen. And I know this probably isn't your normal special team unit, and maybe some of these backups don't get to work on that, but you have got to wait until the kick of the football before you cross that line.
All right, Dragons will kick off now at the 30-yard line. Again, 8:42 to go in period number 3. Hutchinson 1 point shy of half 100.
Much different, though, than last year when the final score was 91-0.
With a running clock in the second half.
That's right. This team is way more competitive than that one.
Kick again is on the ground, this time fielded by Resolution Prep at the 42-yard line. And they like to do a lot of running laterally across the field. That time the ball was handled by John Price. And he takes it at the 42, runs laterally and out of bounds at the 43.
This will shock you, but it was number 14, Xavier Terry, on the special team tackle again. My goodness, has he played well there.
Actually spotted the ball 1 yard farther upfield than that at the 44. Hutchinson in total control. Blue Dragons will move to 4-1 on the football season. Won't see action again until a week from Saturday, and then it'll be a big game against traditional foe Butler, who has really had the Dragons' number.
Yep. I can only remember beating them once in the last 20 years.
Quarterback hangs on to it. I don't know whether he was going to just roll out to the left and try to throw downfield. He runs out of time in a hurry, and that's a batch more yards lost. That's about -7.
He was absolutely annihilated that time by a Blue Dragon.
How about those Chiefs? Off to a great start. Offensively, they look as good as anybody in the National Football League so far, with a couple of impressive road wins. They might have to score a lot of points, though.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, Offensive Player of the Week for a second straight week. And, you know, making really your first couple of starts. Yeah, he made one in Denver last year, but holy cow, has he been good.
10 touchdown passes. There's a draw play. Dragon grabbed the running back by the jersey and hauls him down, and that might have prevented a fairly decent gain. Got him by the jersey as he flew by and just held on.
Well, Glenn, we'd take some of that breeze you have down there. I think the air conditioning quit here in the booth.
Well, it's kind of quit down here too. Look at the flags on the south end zone on the uprights.
That probably means the wind's getting ready to switch.
The wind will eventually.
Right.
Well, it's going to switch to the north, and that's usually it howls out of one direction, then kind of dies down and picks up from another. And
sweater weather the next few days.
Could be.
3rd down, 15. At the 39-yard line of RPA, Dragons feel pressure. Here they come. Quarterback running for his life, fumbles the football, and then I think able to grab it back at the 24-yard line. Dragons coming with full, all-out pressure, and a big loss on the play.
Malik Wilkerson with a outstanding tackle and sack, and that ball. Sometimes the football bounces your way. It bounced right back to the quarterback. I don't know how they ended up with the football.
Resolution Prep total offense right now, Rob, has to be somewhere around minus 60 yards.
Yeah, and my statistical page here just froze up. They have minus 56 yards of total offense. Good job.
All right. Theoretically, they're going to punt it here. And it is a high kick spinning, fielded on a fair catch at the 49-yard line. Dragons with 49 yards separating them from the end zone, 6:22 remaining third quarter. Rusty Hills, Glenn Grunwald, Rob Dreher.
Glenn, I have a suspicion that at halftime Ryan Rhodes lit the fire of that offensive unit because they have been a different team in the second half.
They're not making the mistakes they were in the first half as well, so you can't fault the first line of offense. It's more the second team. So, yeah, I think you're right. Probably said, hey, guys,
we've got to be better.
You got to be better than this.
You also don't ever make a mistake when you go to Jackson Meat, do you?
No, you do not. And I tell you what, Saturday might be grill time for me. I haven't had a Saturday off for a while.
Remember, you're going to be on a diet.
I know, but I can have beef. I can have lots. Well, not lots of beef, but I can have beef.
Dragons fake the reverse, give on the reverse, and turn it into a pretty nice gain on the right side. I thought I saw a flag come out, but now I'm scouring the field.
Nothing there.
I don't see it.
Got Jackson Meat, 13 West 6. Guys, try it if you haven't. Go by and give them a try. It's aged beef. That's what makes the difference. It's not what you pick up at a box store or a chain line of grocery stores. It's really, really good quality meat.
Dragons get 5 on a first down reverse. It is 2nd down and 5. Nolan Arrington has been a quarterback much of the way. Running back.
Wow.
It grabbed right at the line of scrimmage, and there is not much there.
Yeah, I'm smelling rain down here, guys, as that wind has shifted a little bit.
Yeah. And that is Bradley D on that carry. He got a couple. 3rd down and 4.
Okay, it looks like it is starting to shift, doesn't it, Glenn?
Yep, the wind has gone to the west.
Yeah, it just got a lot cooler.
Yep. Yeah, that cold front is about to come in.
Coming in about 6 or 7 hours earlier than a lot of forecast services had it. So far, no rain. And the Dragons take it to the right side, and the carry is good enough for a first down at the 36-yard line.
Dragons just blowing guys off the ball now, nothing fancy, running between tackles and just matching up with the guy in front and winning and getting chunks of yards here. First down.
All right, Hutchinson trying to add to a 49-0 lead as a weather front trying to move into the Salt City from the northwest.
Won't be long, and that wind will be straight out of the north.
Nolan Arrington hands off, and there's a hole off the left side, and a nice gain battling for yards. D takes it all the way to the 15, down to the 10-yard line.
He's looked pretty darn good also.
Yeah, he did a good job at the 20. He shifted that ball to that outside arm and protected it when he was hit. Did a nice job, just like they teach those running backs to do. And now we got an injury on the field.
See that number? It's
28. That's Monty Ellis. Monty Ellis, the ball carrier. He wears number 28.
He's getting his head butted with other players out there.
A lot of Dragons getting time, and you know, guys able to show what they can do, and Ellis showing great speed from Norcross, Georgia. Man,
And
they bring a lot.
it may well have been Ellis on that preceding carry that I attributed to Bradley D. Again, impossible to tell from our vantage point. And our vantage point about as good as it gets in the conference. At any rate, Hutchinson has it first and goal at the 10.
Yeah, Monty Ellis, 3 carries, 34 yards, so it would have been his carry.
Arrington takes the snap, gives it off to Ellis. Ellis straight ahead, all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Running with purpose and some power. Boy, looking impressive is Ellis on this drive.
And the Blue Dragons have second and goal from just outside the 1.
Some of these kids stand on the sideline a long time, and when they get their chance, the lights come on, and they say, let me show you what I can do, coaches. Go look at this film tomorrow and see what you think.
Ellis gets the carry, spins, battling. Did he get in?
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Monty Ellis for the Dragons scores Hutchinson's 55th point.
And his first touchdown as a Blue Dragon. And in this game, we have seen a lot of Dragons with touchdowns from a running back position.
3:25 remaining in the third quarter.
Hutchinson 159 yards on the ground. Resolution Prep minus 59 yards on the ground.
As that wind is switched straight out of the west right now.
Yep, it'll be to the north here before you know it.
Not very strong yet. It's going to pick up. There's a extra point that is blasted through by Walker. Hutchinson 56, RPA nothing. Let's take a break.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
There was a 15-yard penalty against Resolution Prep on the extra point. That will be marked off for the Blue Dragon advantage. So the Hutchinson kickoff will come from the midfield stripe rather than the 35-yard line. And now the wind's starting to pick up significantly from the west.
Yeah, Glenn, it looks like it is not fun down there right now.
Yeah, it's coming pretty briskly out of the north-northwest right now. It was directly out of the south when we started this game. It has switched out of the north, just like you said, Rob.
Getting a little cool?
Yes, it is. I'm going to check my temperature real quick. It is 84 degrees is what it says, but it might not be caught up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll bet it's dropped from that.
Here comes the Hutchinson kickoff, and it is going to go into the end zone and will not be brought out. So the touchback will bring it to the 25-yard line. And Resolution Prep, a team that has been able to accomplish nothing on offense, will try to get something going against a Blue Dragon defense that has had other ideas all night long.
Yep, Dragons really coming out here in the second half and doing what they've needed to do offensively. Defensively, they've really been stout the entire game, but good to see the Hutchinson offense come out of the locker room and get 3 scores and look impressive.
And they've been sustained kind of drives. They haven't been drives with a whole lot of great, big, long plays, just good, solid football. All right, Resolution Prep with a first down at the 25-yard line, and we are taking forever to get this play off.
That's because there is a timeout.
So, I said, let's take a break. Let's take another one. We'll be right back.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon athletics continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K through 8 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets that include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the sports arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current with all Blue Dragon athletic news and events events at BlueDragonSports.com.
Quite a bit of it on that edge.
Blue Dragons lead at 56-0. Still 3:24 to play, third quarter. Resolution Prep finally ready to go. Lightning off to our west, but so far not in the Hutchinson area.
Sports Arena all lit up on the other side of Gowan Stadium here, and just a beautiful complex at night with everything lit up, and the Dragons have lit up the scoreboard here tonight, leading 56-0.
This is a pretty part of town. And a Resolution Prep keeping it on the ground. They have had not much success whichever way they have gone with it.
When the renovations took place to Gowan Stadium several years ago with the bond, and did a little lagoon off to the north here, closed off that area, drive-through, made a little park over there, and the improvements that are made to the campus have really made a nice campus for a landlocked campus. They've made the best use of their acreage.
It is a 2nd down and 8 for Resolution Prep at the 27. Dragons threatening blitz, and the Dragons blitz right into the same area that the ball carrier was going with predictable results. It's a cave-in and a lot.
Whoa, there goes one. One of the Resolution Preps just got up and punched a Blue Dragon and right in front of the official.
That was not smart, as one of the players slow to get up on the offensive line from Resolution Prep.
He is being escorted off the football.
Yes, he is done for the night.
That was big number 61 for Resolution Prep. And I will tell you that is Bill Parks.
Lost his composure. Coach greets him as he goes to the sideline. He will be headed off the field. As we've got an injury timeout, the play went for a couple of yards loss, and then you have the 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty added to it.
You got Gutierrez down for the Wildcats. He's that offensive lineman, big kid, and they're looking at his knee.
Well, you have a big guy kicked out of the game. You have another offensive lineman down, Hurts, and this team with not a lot of depth the way it is.
Guys, let's take a break.
When the air conditioning in your car doesn't work, it makes you feel like clothes left inside a dryer. If your car is making you hot and wrinkled, why not ride an air-conditioned ARCAT bus to take you where you need to go? ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. All buses are ADA accessible, have great air conditioning, comfortable seats, and skilled drivers. Fares range between 50 cents and $1. Call 694-2913 for information.
I think that we are about ready to assess the penalty. Injured player is getting up.
Yeah, he's going to be helped off the field.
And he's not going to be back because he is not putting any weight at all on that left foot. And a Resolution Prep team that was outnumbered badly
is 2 down.
Depleted 2 further. This is Glenn, is that 66?
Yeah, it is 66, Gutierrez.
My program says that's Keith Miller. And
well,
your program says it's
Joseph Gutierrez is what I have.
Yeah, that's what I have also. Mm-hmm. But they've made some changes multiple times in this contest, so
we'll go with Gutierrez.
Rob, you know what? I think that referee's microphone sounds like you do when you do your drive-in ordering. That's you. I want to drink. That's what I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's having.
Why haven't we assessed the penalty?
He's getting too ready to do now, so now they're going to march it off.
Well,
previous spot, and then from there, right?
Well, yeah, it's not that hard to do. You mark it 15 yards from where the last play was. I mean,
if this crew was in charge of counting ballots in the upcoming election,
might have been a change, might have been a difference.
They might be hanging
might
ones.
be a week later before we get it done. And they've done a good job in a game that has been tough to officiate. But I don't understand why we couldn't have assessed the penalty while they're tending to the injured player.
Well,
it backs it up to the 13-yard line, and I'm sure they have their reasons. It is third down and a bunch. Third down, 20-plus.
22 yards.
And it has been like that all game long. Ball thrown up for grabs, and it is incomplete at the 35-yard line. Threw into double coverage.
Almost intercepted, and up again, limping, a Resolution Prep wide receiver.
And so with 2:29 to go, Resolution Prep, will they pull out the punting game against this wind? Actually, the wind now is down to almost nothing.
Yeah. We're about to have a wind shift to the north probably before.
Oh, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it at their own 13-yard line, or will they?
Maybe one of those quick
kick. He's acting like that's what it's going to be. Nope, he's going to throw it.
And it's going to be Hutchinson taking over on downs because the pass was about 5 yards from anybody.
Well, the problem was the quarterback threw the ball before the wide receiver even thought about turning around, and there wasn't either player on the same page. That's a turnover on downs to the Blue Dragons, who have a short field already leading 56-0 with the ball placed at their 13-yard line.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it won't be long until it's 63-0.
You are correct.
Glenn, help me with this running back.
Help you with this what? Run back? I will do.
Is that Bolus? Is it number 19?
I don't. Yeah, I will see. I think it is 19. Yes, it is.
All right, Bolus gets a handoff, breaks to the outside, and gets hauled down from behind. Pretty nice defensive play.
Number 18 for you there.
All right. Well, that's close to 60.
Yep.
Dante Madden.
So we are going now about 6 deep with running backs.
Belton, Missouri's his hometown, little freshman running back. Madden, number 18.
Play them all. Why not?
All right. Got one. Second down.
Madden's a key contributor for the Dragons on special teams.
Dragons flip it out to the left. Caught at the 15-yard line. Another flag comes in from behind the play as after the reception, the ball is out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
This will be on the Hutchinson offense. 18 penalties in the game already. Hutchinson's been flagged for 90 yards on 9 penalties, and I'm pretty sure this one is going to cost him again.
Ellis comes in at a running back spot.
Thank you, Glenn.
And will take the place of Bolus, who will check out.
Next time one of those officials runs by, you might just whisper it's 56-0, and we may let a few of those things go.
Yep.
If you just would like to.
We already know. They're actually going the other direction. A penalty was on Resolution Prep.
That is a surprise from where the official threw.
Yeah, really, I thought so too. Flag's laying at the. It was roughing the passer where it was.
That's exactly why then. Usually he throws the penalty there for a holding call against the offense.
True. That's what I thought it was.
So it is an automatic first down at the 5-yard line. Dragons marching for point number 62. And they're going to get it with a toss in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown pass, Blue Dragons.
That was a pretty pass. Arrington's second touchdown pass. He's now 11 of 14 for about 70 yards of passing, and that one is about as easy as it
Yeah,
gets.
Donaldson was wide open, did a nice leap for it, and brought it in.
Thank you, Glenn. Dalron Donaldson with the catch. Dragons have 62. Extra point coming.
You wonder if there'll be any kind of a running clock in the fourth quarter. Not sure.
Snap is not outstanding, and this
no
time
good.
the extra point try hits the right upright and ricochets away. So it'll stay 62-0. Minute 42 to play in the third quarter. We are going to take a break before yet another Dragon kickoff.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Well, the Blue Dragons have scored 4 times here in the second half. Now lead 62-0. Missed extra point, really not the fault of the kicker, just kind of a shaky snap from center and the timing thrown off.
Well, Glenn, now it appears the wind has picked up. It dies down, it picks up.
It's picked up quite a bit, and that should help to some extent blow that past us. Here's the kickoff.
Little bloop kick. And it is fielded at the 37-yard line, brought out to the 40. Resolution Prep starts there.
And I know, Rusty, it's going to shock you on who made the special team tackle. You want to go ahead and tell me?
I'll leave it to you. You've been saying his name all night long.
It was Xavier Terry, number 14. Holy cow. Glenn, it's not going to be hard to pick a special team player of the game.
Nah, you'll have that. You'll have that done. That show will be done by Sunday.
That is, he's really just, I mean, some guys just know how to do it. Remember Steve Tasker for the Buffalo Bills?
Well, that's how he made it for so long with the Bills. Leote.
He was the best special teams player I've ever seen in the NFL.
Dodge City Community College.
And this kid right here, Terry, is saying, I want to be like Steve Tasker. And the officials are going to blow things dead, and I think we're going to have a timeout.
All right, so with RPA taking timeout, we will too. We're going to take a break.
iPhone fans, listen up. Nextech Wireless is launching an amazing new deal. Get 4 new iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per line. You heard us right. That price includes the phones and unlimited data. Nextech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. So stop by and get your 4 iPhones with unlimited data for less than $40 per month per line. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required and not included in price. Get your 4 new iPhones today at Nextech Wireless.
Well, Resolution Prep has used 2 of their 3 allocated timeouts. Might be a pretty fast fourth quarter. The problem is Resolution Prep has not been able to run the ball, and when they throw it, for the most part, it has been with little success, and as a result, we've had a lot of stoppages of that clock.
Yeah, total offense minus 54 yards for Resolution, 57 yards of negative yards rushing. They have 3 total yards of passing.
We got a new quarterback. Actually, I said it's a new quarterback, and it is a new quarterback. And he hangs on to it and takes it out of bounds after a nice gain on first down.
Flag.
That is number 16 for RPA. That is R.J. Guzman. He was actually in there once in the first half.
Flag on the play, as I said. Pretty sure this is going to be against the offense, and they've already had 10 penalties in the game for 73 yards. We've had basically 20 penalties. Personal foul, hands to the face by an offensive lineman, and that's a 15-yard penalty when your offense is struggling, and it makes it 1st and 25, not good.
Yeah, they're starting to get frustrated. They have actually played the Blue Dragons a much better game this year than they did a year ago, but they're starting to get a little bit frustrated now.
Yeah, Glenn, you at least have to tip your hat to how they've come in here and competed, you know?
Yeah, you really do. They've competed, and they competed quite well. So 62-0 right now with 1:26 to go in the third. Hutchinson.
Guzman, hands off. Dragons are in the backfield, and that's -3 more.
Yeah, the sledding is tough on the ground from a Resolution Prep standpoint.
So it'll be second down, almost 30 yards. To be a little bit more precise, second down, 28.
You know, a lot of folks came out tonight, though, Thursday night, inferior competition, and there was a nice little showing for the Dragons here tonight for this one.
Blue Dragons took care of things with 4 quick touchdowns in the first quarter, led 28-0, and they have just coasted ever since.
Yep.
R.J. Guzman awaits in the shotgun, and flag flies.
That is a delay of game penalty as the clock was down to 0. 5 more yards in penalties. That's 12 now for over 90 against Resolution Prep. They are going backwards.
Well, let's say second down and 33 now. 34 seconds to go. And you can just see this building up to another short punt.
Yeah, well, you know, in the Fort Scott game, we saw some not so impressive punts, and we've seen some in this game also.
Guzman completes a pass out in the right flat. It is to Taco Howard, and Howard might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Third down. Now lost a yard.
Dragons, swarming to the football. As soon as that ball's thrown and caught, there's 3 Dragons there.
You know, there have been times, particularly in the second quarter, where the Blue Dragon offense didn't look particularly good, but the Blue Dragon defense has been solid all night long. Third quarter comes to a close. After 3, 62-0 Hutchinson. Fourth quarter in 1 minute.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Superstore. With over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock, we have one for every budget and every need. But we also have the coolest and the best one-off vehicles, from a 4-inch lifted Tundra to an F450 King Ranch. We also have a 4Runner TRD Pro. Those are hard to find. Plus, if you're looking for a luxury car from a Lexus, a BMW, or an Audi, just to name a few. So come see us today for all of your pre-owned needs at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The fourth quarter starts with a situation for Resolution Prep that is not unusual. Third down, 33 yards to go.
And what appears to be a wind now that is blowing somewhat into their face.
Yeah, not a great velocity, though. That flag, maybe 10 mile an hour. Front trying to come in, but not here yet. Quarterback gives ground, rolling to his right. Now will run with it. Runs out of bounds after a decent gain, but way, way short of a first down. Runs out of bounds at about the 22, 23-yard line. Fourth down, you would think punt time, but this team has chosen to go for it time and time again in this situation. Pretty safe to say that they did not recruit a punter.
Yeah, they're kind of important sometimes.
Yeah. Huddled up. Play clock's at 10. Now they finally break the huddle. They got a chance to maybe get this play off. 4, 3, 2, 1. Barely do. They'll go for it. Throw long, and it is intercepted by the Blue Dragons at the 43-yard line. Intercepted, and this will be a pick 6. A wonderful job by the Blue Dragons secondary. And let's give credit to, on that reception, to number 3 of the Blue Dragons,
Jacorian Bennett.
Yep, Jacorian Bennett. And the Dragon point total has grown to 68.
Dragon down, Glenn.
Yeah, I'm at the opposite end, so I'm not going to be able to tell. But
he's on the 10-yard line.
We'll try to check and see the numbers.
Well, let's hope that's not anything serious. You don't want to see kids get hurt in any situation, but particularly in a game in which you're ahead by basically 70 points.
Yeah, no question.
Coach is out there checking on him as well.
Well, the Dragons get the pick and score the touchdown, 68-0, awaiting the extra point attempt. 14:23 to go in the fourth quarter, where the Dragons have dominated as everyone expected they would. And that is,
Eichner.
Goodness, that's L.T. Eichner.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's not serious, because I'm not sure why he was out there, to be honest. He is one of the better Blue Dragon defensive linemen.
Yeah, that is very hard to understand. He's being helped off the field.
That looks like an ankle. And
Walker to tack on the Dragons' 69th point.
I can't tell you how many times I've called L.T. Eichner's name this year from the defensive line.
The extra point is up. And this kicker for the Blue Dragons, a very, very solid backup kicker, Jaden Walker, just getting better and better and better. 69-0, 14:23 to go. We are taking a break.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
All right, Blue Dragons have scored their 10th touchdown of this game, lead 69-0, 91-0 last year, 160-0 in 2 years.
That is correct, Rusty, and there's still 14:23 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Dragons kick it on the ground, fielded at the 29-yard line, and brought out to the 40-yard line. Murphy on the return. And Resolution Prep, if they're going to get anything going, it'll have to be pretty soon. But they may get to minus 100 yards before the game's over with their offense.
How about Jacorian Bennett, who had the pick six, and then on special teams on that last play is the guy that makes the tackle. That's a couple of back-to-back good plays by the guy in the secondary.
It's done a great out well when it comes to game film.
Sometimes a guy just needs a chance, and he's getting it, making the most of every snap.
Yeah, and that's the real reason the Dragons play this game, I think. There are some people that say, well, it's one game more toward making you bowl eligible. This year's team was not going to have any trouble becoming bowl eligible. They're playing this game so that these kids get an opportunity to play.
And there's a flag on the field, delay a game against Resolution, penalty number 13 for 98 yards in the game. And right now, I'm not sure why this clock isn't ticking. Run the clock.
A lot of people thought this game would end with a running clock. I guess it will end because the clock will be running down to 0. But last year, we played the whole second half with a running clock.
Well, it's an improved football team.
They try to run a reverse, try to get to the edge, and that's going to be a minus 4 more yards. So it'll be second down and 19.
Going backwards instead of the direction they need to.
Guys, how many third down and single digits can you remember for Resolution Prep? Seems to me like it's always been third down and 15, third down and 20, third down and 33.
I can only remember about 2 the entire game.
This is a second down, but it is now second down and 19. And there's some positive yardage on the straight-ahead handoff.
Pretty basic stuff.
They'll pick up a little bit of positive yardage.
Well, Hutchinson High School on the road tomorrow night. Pregame at 6:30 on Country 102.9.
Yeah, sold-out pregame. Winnable football game, but it's also losable. Two teams appear to be pretty evenly matched.
Yep.
They're going to be taking Eichner in by way with the cart guys.
That is just
it's not good news.
Awful news for a guy of his talent playing a...
Why was he out there?
That's a good question.
Third down, 16. Ball delivered. Too high. Incomplete pass. Fourth down. And you say fourth down punting situation. It is a punting situation, but they don't very often punt.
Yeah, and if Hutchinson gets the ball, you're not going to see anything fancy. It's going to be handoff between tackle and just try to chew this thing up because this thing is moving at a snail's pace here lately.
If you had talked to Coach Ryan Rhodes before the game, his probably biggest wish would be, let's not get any key players hurt. And it appears right now that they have L.T. Eichner, well, serious enough that he's drawn some extra special medical attention.
Yeah, and I'll come back to that thought after this play. And
they are going to punt. And there's no Blue Dragon back, and it's going to roll down to the Hutchinson 31-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Now there's, I see 3 flags.
Multiple flags.
1, 2, 3 flags.
So a couple of games ago, you have Clarence Hicks, one of your best defensive linemen, doesn't play because he was kicked out of a game. And then the last game, Jalen Pickney, number 44, doesn't play, one of your good pass rushers because of unsportsmanlike conduct activity. So going into the next game now, you may have one of your better defensive linemen who can get after the quarterback in L.T. Eichner because of playing in a game when the score was
68 to nothing.
Right.
Actually, it was 62 to nothing at the time because he got hurt on the pick 6. The official will confer.
Well, Resolution has 13 penalties in the game. Hutchinson has 9. And offside against the kick. And here comes another flag.
And that one was thrown by, I have never seen greater yardage on a flag toss. The official threw the ball from his own 45. It lit at the other 35, threw it toward the Resolution.
And there's another one.
And he throws another one.
So I'm going to tell you right now, there is somebody that is going bye-bye because I mean, I thought John Elway came in here.
Get him settled down there. Still, his own teammates.
And the coaches out there on the field to get him. This thing has turned into and he's like, get out of here. Head coach is saying, go.
Well, we're going to assess a lot of yardage here because that's at least 2 major penalties. That should be 30 yards in penalties right there.
Okay, so we got 2 football players here that are headed off the field. Number 17, Rusty, is one of the players that is, if you look, they're headed to the locker room. That is Taco Howard. He's been in a couple of altercations, and I think that is that's athletic director Josh Gooch, I believe, saying, fellas, we're leaving the field. Police department is down there. You have 2 police officers right there by Josh Gooch, and my goodness.
And guys, I would guess that this will probably be the last time these schools play.
Very well. This might be done because we've had 3 players now tossed out of the game, unless that other player was the one that was already tossed out. But we know there's at least 2 guys that have been gone.
There's 2 gone.
And
one earlier.
A football game that was headed to get over at 2 a.m. in the morning now may go till 2:30, as we just cannot figure out a way to end this thing.
You don't have any place you need to be anyway. You got tomorrow off, don't you?
I usually go to bed at 9.
Okay.
How far is it to home?
It's good 35-minute drive. Thanks for asking.
Well, the officials are conferring.
Oh, goodness.
The summit taking place at the 40-yard line.
I'm telling you guys, the official that threw the flag for the player that was kicked out of here, that thing went at least 25 yards in the air.
I mean, I've never seen a flag fly that far.
I didn't think you could throw a flag that far. It was like a missile.
The Resolution prep team was going back down the field, and he wanted the flag to reach.
And so then he walked over to get his flag, and he popped off again. He threw the flag up in the air another 20 yards, and then it was on. Then the head coach was out on the field escorting the player off. Josh Gooch came over to greet him. There were a couple of police officers. He is off the field now.
I got an idea, guys. It's 69 now.
All right, here's the official. Number 17. Yep, 17. And nothing about being kicked out of the game.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I think you forgot it.
I know he is out of the game.
Well,
oh boy.
Well, I'm going to wait for them to sort it out. I'll just tell you the result. Hutchinson's going to have the football.
All right, Dragons have the ball.
I'm surprised it isn't further downfield than that.
Their 34-yard line as one of the officials forgot to pick up his flag. I mean, why not? We had
Actually, the punt had rolled down to about the 32, and Hutchinson's going to get it at the opposition 40, so I think that's about right.
All right, here we go.
Dragons run right at the 40 and down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, in this football game, Resolution Prep with 15 penalties for 133 yards. The Dragons have 9 for 90. Officials have got to work out in this one.
And you're right. The Blue Dragons right now, what would be perfect here would be to take about 3 or 4 minutes to score.
Absolutely. And you're not going to see anything fancy. They'll continue to run the ball. Resolution only one timeout left anyway.
Just a smidgen of precipitation down here, guys.
Dragons hand off, huge hole up the middle, and
wow.
Blue Dragon touchdown. Untouched. Got him through the line of scrimmage untouched, and taking it into the end zone, Monty Ellis.
He's got a burst, Glenn Grunwald.
Yeah, no kidding.
Telling you what, he can run his second touchdown of the game, and he looks like he's got another gear.
So much for a time-consuming drive.
Yeah, that really took some time off, didn't it?
And it is 75-0 with 11:48 to go, and the Dragons may yet surpass their point total from a year ago.
Somebody's got to make a decision to make a running clock here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, this is getting out of hand. Tempers are flaring. People have been kicked out.
People
this game
hurt.
is decided.
The extra point's up and good. Hutchinson 76, RPA nothing. More football when we return from this break.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Well, the Blue Dragons will kick off. Now the wind is down to almost nothing. That front kind of stalling out, I think, at a moment to the west of it.
Well, it usually happens. It goes calm, and then you'll see it really pick up, and Dragons a little squibber that ends up at the 50-yard line, and Resolution will have the ball.
All right. Pretty good field position if they're going to do anything offensively. And this is a team that has scored in 3 games a total of 6 touchdowns, 4 in 1 game. It's going to have to happen pretty quickly.
Well, Glenn, how's the temperature on the sideline now?
It's about 77, 76. You're right, that wind has dropped down, and it's going to start to pick up. If you look at the American flag, it's kind of blowing, but the goalpost flags aren't. But a little precipitation, not much.
You sure you're not spitting and it's
no,
coming back
I'm not
on
spitting. I'm talking. I'm sitting down here just yakking away. Maybe I am. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Resolution Prep from the 50-yard line. And they'll take to the air, complete in the left flat and caught. And a nice gain to the 40, to the 35, and down to the 32-yard line. Just a little quick out in the left flat. Nicely executed by Resolution Prep.
Maybe the best play of the night for Resolution Prep, as before that play, they were negative 55 yards in total yardage for the game.
And let's give credit for that reception to Resolution Prep's Joshua Bowen. And now they sweep to the right, Dragons stringing it out, and they can't get to the edge, and it's lost back to the 35-yard line. Nice lateral pursuit by the Hutchinson defense, a defense that has been really good all night long.
Yeah, this Dragon defense, all year, Hutchinson's defense has been really, really good. Loss of 3 on the play makes it 2nd and 13. All we care is the clock continues to tick.
Opportunity for Resolution Prep to get something done. High snap, quarterback fakes, rolling to his left, being chased from the backside. Now throws it upfield, throws a pick. Throws it right into the hands of a Blue Dragon defender, and then a flag comes in upfield. I think the interception will stand. Not sure what the penalty will.
It could be a late hit.
Here's what's going to happen. If it is roughing the passer, I'm not sure the interception stands. The crazy thing is the flag came really late in the play.
Yeah, it was about like the return was going to happen. Maybe that was a block on the return.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
So nullify the interception. Yep. Navy Harris making the interception.
It was a late call, probably the right call, and that will be the 10th penalty for 105 yards now for Hutchinson. So how about 240 yards of penalty yards in this game?
That's quite a few.
That's a lot.
And the officials continue to talk it over.
All you got to do is go 15 direction or 15 yards.
From the line of scrimmage, which was the 35-yard line. Take it down to the 20.
And voila. There you go. 1st and 10.
All right, so if the Blue Dragons are going to paint a shutout, they're going to have to play some defense here because Resolution Prep starting to show some signs of getting a little bit going offensively. And there's a flag tossed as a back gets away and takes it into the end zone for Resolution Prep. We'll check the penalty. Dropped in an area that usually means a hold.
Yep. And, boy, Resolution Prep thinking, I think we finally got a touchdown, and the official comes over and says,
personal foul.
Chop block.
Yep.
75 for Resolution Prep. Can't do that. That is Chris Ruse, one of the big offensive linemen. And the 15-yard penalty that you got on the roughing the passer now is really negated on this play because now you're going to bring the ball 15 yards back the other direction.
And it will make it 1st down and 25.
And they had a touchdown, of course, probably due to that illegal chop block.
Yeah.
But that'll be the 16th penalty now for 145 yards for Resolution. All right, Resolution at the line of scrimmage and the snap.
Quarterback is Hunter Hawkins, tries to set up a screen and delivers it short of his intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd and 25.
Wilkerson, good coverage that time for Hutchinson.
Are they really turning the clock on between plays?
I don't know. You might watch it next time to see if we're actually trying to move it.
There are so many flags and so many incomplete passes this game.
Resolution down 76-0. You'd think maybe you'd hand the ball off a few times and get out of here, and they're still continuing to try to throw the football.
Well,
there's a false start on the right tackle, and that is
stood up to pass block. That'll be 5 more, back to the 40.
Not pretty football. 76-0, 10:22 to go.
I swear I had a birthday in the last 10 minutes.
And you don't need any more of those.
I know it. This one's a false start against the offense.
Glenn, I may have had 2 of them.
You might have.
And you sure can't afford any more. Rusty.
It's an honor to do games with Rusty, who's called games with Moses and Joe DiMaggio and several other old people.
Well, I can tell you this. He did start the same year that Denny Matthews did at the Kansas City Royals.
And both of them are still going.
Celebrating 50 years in the booth, just like our own Rusty Hilston. To me, that is one heck of an accomplishment.
There's a long drive.
2nd and 30. Hunter Hawkins back to throw, throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Really not very close.
Didn't have
Receiver
a chance.
wanted interference. I don't think anybody touched it.
He didn't. Maybe he felt the breeze against him, but the defender was not even in the same zip code.
Glenn, talk to us about Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson Meat's a great place to get your grill meat or your chicken or your cheese. I think a lot of people don't know what kind of deli they have. 13 West 6th is the location, 662-4465, 662-4465.
And I love those locally owned businesses.
Oh, yeah. They do a great job.
All right, 3rd down 30. Hawkins wants to throw, rolling to his right, given ground, throws it upfield, and it is incomplete.
Yep, great coverage that time as a Dragon defender there to knock it away. Glenn, I noticed you're on the sideline with the president. And
yeah, we're wondering why it took 2 minutes to go. Took 15 minutes to go 2 minutes.
Well,
we think it's our clock operator.
Tell Carter File that it's always good to see the president at sporting events like
they're talking about you, President. They're giving you little compliments. I think it's compliments from Rob.
Yeah, tell him to check the transmission on that clock. I don't think it's working.
They want you to check the movement on that clock and see if it's working or not. Yeah.
Carter File, a great president, succeeded Ed Berger, who really was just one of the great presidents of all time here now in the legislature, and Hutchinson has had some good ones.
Oh, bad snap, comes rolling back to the quarterback. That's got to be grounding.
They're not going to call it in this game.
I mean, he picked it up and just tossed it to the side.
And an offensive player down for Resolution Prep gets up on his own and kind of holding that right shoulder. I'm telling you.
I'm going to guarantee that would have been intentional grounding in the first quarter.
It would have. And, you know, Resolution Prep guys tomorrow when they wake up, there's going to be a lot of those guys wanting to get one of those ice baths.
They're still going to be on the bus going home.
That's true. The way this one's moving. We still have 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 76.
Guys, this game is 3 hours old.
I wish it was 3 minutes old. Yeah. Hutchinson, let's see if they can chew up some time here on that clock. Dragon football.
Yeah, they take over on downs, and they go with a run and off to the races.
Man.
And it's going to be a pickup of about 15. 15 yards. The Dragons are starting to just absolutely dominate the line of scrimmage.
Is that Ellis again, 26, running the ball?
No, it was
Anderson? No.
No, Dante Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that's who it was. So the Dragons back in Resolution country. Harrington hands off and takes to the right side, and there's 6 more for Ellis.
Madden on the carry on that.
Okay, excuse me, it was Madden that time.
Dante Madden, he carried on the first play as well. So
every play, a Resolution player slow to get up.
Well, they're tired. Frankly, they don't have enough bodies to play against a team with the numbers and the size that Hutchinson has.
Yeah, and they've already lost 2, maybe 3 players in this game.
And the Dragons go off to the races and all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Offensive line now just blowing holes, and Dragon receivers
that was
running through it.
I believe.
Well, the Dragons with their 21st first down in this game.
Monte Ellis on the carry. Dragons have a batch of wide receivers to the left side. I'd be shocked if they throw. Harrington hands off, and it is Ellis, and Ellis is grabbed, gets away, breaks to the right, reverses field. He's at the 20, he's at the 15, puts his head down, runs over a man, takes it down to the 7-yard line. That's a heck of a run by Monte Ellis.
Oh, Madden just kept going, plowed over a player at the 5, took it all the way to the 7.
Let's make sure who that was.
Madden, number 18.
Okay, I thought it was 28.
Yeah, tough to see up here. That was a good run, Glenn. You're exactly right. A lot of will there, and another first down. Problem is, every time Hutchinson carries the ball, it's a first down.
Yeah, it's coming back, though, guys.
Flag down.
Boy, that was an impressive run, though, right at the 15. He just took on a player head-to-head.
Yeah, the flag will be against Hutchinson, and it'll be the 11th penalty.
Two plows, they say.
Block in the back, 68 Hutchinson. Another block in the back. And, of course, you take one of them. The result, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And
Glenn, thank you for the correction on the running
That's
back.
all right. It's hard. I know you guys are struggling up there, so I'm struggling down here too.
Dragons backing up. Clock once again stopped.
Ball placed at the 30-yard line.
During this ball game, there have been across the country 2,322 people become eligible for Social Security.
I think you're right. I would not dispute that.
It has been a long one. Dragons throw it out in the left flat. Catch made there. Nice spin move. And down to the 24-yard line.
You heard a lot of oohs in the crowd after that spin, Glenn. That was a nice move.
Nifty move, nifty spin.
Perhaps
Ezekiel Anderson, number 26, on the carry. Wide receiver out of Ocala, Florida.
Dragons have been able to play about everyone in this contest, and that's what they wanted. 7:50 and counting. 76-0 Hutchinson, fourth quarter.
Back to the run. And it is Arrington keeping. Faked the handoff. Did a nice job. Takes it down to the 15 by himself.
Yeah, he's going to be short of the first down, but a nice job. He slid it to 16, about 2 yards short.
Looked like Whit Merrifield sliding into second base after a steal. Pretty good slide.
Third down and a couple. Dragons at the 16-yard line of Resolution Prep. Arrington takes the snap, unloads left, catch made, and race to the end zone. They won't quite get there, down to about the 2, first and goal Hutch. Ezekiel Anderson pulling in the little short pass out in the left flat. All right. Dragons about to push their point total over 80.
Dragons taking their time, getting in the right personnel. On the clock, still 15 seconds to go.
All right. Let's see if we can pick up the number on the running back. Right now, I cannot.
And
not going to matter. He's not going anywhere.
Good tackle in the backfield that time by the defense.
Yeah, Madden couldn't get anywhere, guys. He's back there in the tailback spot, and there's going to be some substitutions taking place. He'll remain back there to run it back.
It'll be second and goal from the 5. 6 minutes yet to play in this football game.
Stacy Marshall, 87, a tight end from Alabama, checking in, getting some time. Second
Dragons
down,
led.
5.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Dragons led this 28-0 at the quarter break, and it's just gone uphill from there. Now the Dragons throw a little pass into the back end of the end zone. There's a nice catch and a Dragon touchdown.
Well, that's the third touchdown pass for Arrington. He is now 12 of 15. He's been efficient, and I think this has allowed him to grow up and get some playing time and some meaningful minutes here, and he's done a good job.
It was Blue Dragon Nick Shelton that made the nice catch. 82-0. 5:50 to go.
Might be some people saying, why were we throwing the football there? But the kick, that was a shank.
Yeah, the extra point, no good.
He's getting tired.
I'm sure.
5:50 left. 82-0. Hutchinson leading Resolution Prep. We'll be back with more after this.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
82-0, Blue Dragons. Last year it was 91-0, Blue Dragons. Can't be a lot of fun for Resolution Prep.
Got the Rolling Stones Start Me Up as the kickoff bounces at about the 35.
And brought back on a pretty decent return to the 45-yard line. A couple players upended, no flags.
Well, you would think if you're Resolution Prep, you would hand the ball off a few times here and run this clock and get out of here, but that isn't what they've really been doing.
What is it, Glenn, about 6.5 hours to Arlington, Texas?
Oh, a little bit more than that, probably about 7 possibly. So
what's 6 to Dallas?
Yep, 6 to Dallas, and Arlington's just between Fort Worth and.
So if they get something to eat after this game, it's going to be a good 10 o'clock before they get out of here.
Well,
they'll be getting home about
5 a.m., 6 a.m.
I think if this game would have started at 7, like it was supposed to.
I can remember you and I, Glenn, getting back from a bowl game down in
Tyler.
Game down in Texas at Tyler,
and
getting
Kilgore.
back about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we did.
All right, here we go. Hawkins hands off. Dragons are there. And pull the ball carrier down after almost no gain.
Deontay Gibson with the tackle for Hutchinson.
Wrapped him up nicely.
Really nice tackle, no gain. And I think this is what Resolution's got to do. Just hand the ball off here and get out of here. There's nothing more to be decided in this one.
Yep. And there is very little difference between 82-0 and 82-7.
Yeah, exactly.
And the quarterback will hang on to it this time, and Hawkins gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yep, it was Escobar on the carry.
Travion Freeman with the tackle. It's a gain of 1, so a 3rd down and 9, but they are running some clock. Jackson Meat has been Glenn's sponsor throughout the evening on the sideline, and boy, nothing better than a delicious steak from Jackson Meat.
Exactly. 13 West 6, 662-4465.
And tomorrow is Friday, Glenn. That means
ribs. Some ribs on the grill, you betcha.
3rd down, 11.
Clock at 4:20 and ticking.
And a running play and just short of a 1st down carry. Pretty decent job, but not enough for a 1st down. Knee touched at about the Hutchinson 48-yard line, 3 yards shy of a 1st down. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah. You just run another play here. Run time off the clock there in no hurry.
2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. They are taking their time.
Yep.
High snap. Good job by Escobar of handling it, and then he is wrestled down.
Fumble.
The ball pops loose. Retrieved by RPA and taken upfield, but not nearly enough for a 1st down. The Dragons will take over on downs.
And now Escobar is shaken up after he got a second opportunity to move that football.
Tackle
by number 61. He pulls his pants up. He's in good shape.
Yep. Ronald Williams on the stop. And
Bill Parks, that was. Oh, was it Williams? Okay. No, it was Bill Parks. But
yeah, their cousins.
His cousin, twice removed. Gotcha.
All right. Hutchinson takes over at the 47-yard line of Resolution Prep. 3:26 to go before this one mercifully comes to a conclusion.
Well, one thing I think the Dragons have gained here in the second half is getting Arrington some valuable minutes, and I've seen him grow up as a quarterback and lead this offense.
There's a pretty nice defensive play.
Yeah.
Monte Ellis on the carry. Also, Madden's got a lot of carries, which is good for him.
Yeah, you bet. Madden with 6 carries in the game. Andrew Lee, 11. Monte Ellis had 5 carries. Drake Bolus, 5. Early in the game, Desmond Jackson. So a lot of guys have got to tote the rock in this one.
Arrington stands about 3 or 4 yards deep. Clock has moved under 3 minutes to play. Dragons are second down 11. Letting the play clock go down inside 10.
Faking blitz, and they come.
And the Dragons break it to the right side and pick up yardage in a big chunk all the way to the 40, to the 35, to the 34-yard line.
Well, that'll move the chains again. We are at 2:43.
Yeah, rain's coming down a little bit heavier.
All right. You bring an umbrella?
No. I got one, but it's in my car.
Yeah, good spot for it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it'll stay dry, so.
That's true. Make sure the umbrella doesn't get wet.
Blue Dragons really don't necessarily want to score here. They just want to kill the clock. They'll go back to the run, but they're getting yardage in great big chunks.
Dropped at the 30.
Is that Monte Ellis again?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Resolution defensively, though, not quitting. I mean, they have played with some passion in this game, and they have given the Dragons a lot more fight than they did last year. I mean, the score doesn't show it, but if you watch last year, it could have been 200 points. Tonight, it wasn't like that.
Nope. Dragons again will take the play clock down inside 10 before snapping the ball. And I would be shocked if they don't keep it on the ground, which is exactly what they do. And they get close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot at the 25-yard line. I think they'll give it to Hutch. And with 1:17 to go, it might be time to start thinking about taking a knee.
They're going to say he's short, Rusty, by just about half a yard.
All right, Dragons will run probably one more legitimate play, and then it'll be time for victory formation, although this victory was assured about 2 minutes into the game when the Dragons scored for the second time. Arrington again, play clock at 4. Now takes the snap. I don't think they got it off.
Well, what happened is we decided to go early. It's going to be a false start against the Hutchinson left side of the offensive line.
So add another penalty to that total,
which would be 12 for 120 yards. And you are seeing some rain come down now.
Should be 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Dragons. This may be the last snap of this football game.
And people are heading for the exits with the rain coming down, and this
coming down hard right now.
So put the clock at 30 with a 10-second runoff, so it goes from 40 down to 30. Nobody can argue with that.
That was a purposeful call right there.
Dragons take a snap, and we can kiss this one goodbye.
Glenn will be talking to Coach Ryan Rhodes, not sure whether they'll do that on the field or what, with this rain coming down pretty hard.
Coach Rhodes and Glenn are
tough. Come on.
All right, one more snap. Maybe not even have to take a snap.
Yep, clock is off, so basically you let this
you
tick
do not
off,
have to at all. It's
that'll do
over
it.
with.
All right, Blue Dragons win it as expected. Hutchinson 82, Resolution Prep nothing. We'll take a 2-minute break, be back with a quick post game, and then on to a chat with Hutchinson coach Ryan Rhodes.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or